fucking dummy once.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know where I was for about half an hour.
Oh wow.
It took a little while.
Yeah,
I was definitely
I've never had
concussed.
that, yeah.
And then you went in the third period. And
I still played. Oh yeah.
yeah, there you go.
But I was going through the motions.
You
still
played
playing.
or else.
I was going through the motions, still playing the game, not like, and then all of a sudden I came to, like, probably 20 minutes later, and then I'm like, I definitely had a concussion that day.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I
Just
smacked
leave
my
you
head
lying on
once.
the ice for 20 minutes?
No.
Just
No.
playing around.
I got right
Digging
up.
the puck out from under.
Did you guys ever see that?
Stuck on him.
He gets a penalty for delay a game.
I got up.
Holding the puck.
Did you ever see the wrestler, Rey Mysterio, the match where his friend died in the ring?
No.
It's so crazy.
Is that
Like,
Mickey Rourke, the wrestler?
yes,
No,
Mickey
I never
Rourke.
saw
No.
I only knew Owen Hart.
But dude, like, I don't know if his neck got caught up on the rope or something, and he was just like this, like hanging. He was dead, and like they thought he was just playing off.
Part of the,
Yeah, I mean, he was there for a while, and they're like trying to talk to him and stuff. Like the match just went on. It was really fucking.
Did they keep
Creepy.
body slamming him?
safety.
No,
first.
they didn't. They didn't
Throwing
go
him
near him. Like they.
Safety first.
Breaking chairs over.
Yeah.
Throwing him off the ring into a table.
I'll tell you, man, wrestling's crazy. Wrestling's insane.
Too soon.
I love it though. I don't watch it on TV, but I go watch it live as much as I can. It's great.
So
Not-
when you
not real
get
wrestling.
have you been concussed?
I think I was when I was in grade 8, but I can't verify it because I didn't go for medical attention.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
That's my problem too.
And Kale,
I
Yeah, I
fell,
never had
smashed my
any-
head at
either?
Adstall.
I never had
Okay.
any official like documented, but I've cracked my head a few. I've
My
never been
brother
knocked out,
has
but I've fell.
many times.
Most of
hard.
the damage has been done to your legs.
You know that
Yeah.
cartoon
Yeah.
thing when they show the stars
Your
and
legs
stuff
are
above
concussed
like their
for
heads?
sure.
Yeah.
I felt that. I know where
Right.
that comes
Well,
from.
yeah,
I've had that
it's
a
like
little
those
bit.
White,
little
fuzzy,
yellow,
starry things.
Yeah, they're like yellow dots that just like float around.
Yeah, it looks like a fuzzy TV almost, but it's like happening inside your head.
There was a certain football, maybe hockey player, who they told him that he was just going to have that for the rest of his life. Like he got-
Lindros?
I was gonna say Lindros.
Primo?
No, it wasn't Lindros.
Could have been one of those.
I would have remembered if it was him. But
Brett.
there's some player that
Eric.
All the Lindros.
even if you guess the
Hosting be a
name,
player.
even if you guess the name, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't remember who it was. But they just told him like, yeah, you'll.
Was it hockey or football? Because I know it's
I think it was hockey.
more. I guess more football players are getting it, but
Oh, football's insane, man.
it's because they're dirty. They just hit each other with
It's
their
not
heads.
even.
Imagine, like,
It's not
pro-
even.
pro
That's
versus
part of
donut,
it,
yeah,
but
like-
just any
Good damage.
any tap of the head is bad. Like, and now, like I told these guys, I watched the movie Concussion, and I watched a
Yeah, I
couple
watched
years
it. Is
ago,
that the one
like
with Will Smith.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but I watched the actual documentary with the real doctor and everything,
Yeah.
and they really get into detail about these people,
It's a
the
brain
players.
bruise, right?
It's fucking insane. It is insane, and my brother said this to me the other day. He thinks within the next 10 to 20 years, NFL's done,
Yeah.
gone.
They gotta do something. Like,
And I'll agree, man.
Do you think it's
Oh, like it'll just be like outlawed.
because of the
They're just
danger?
changed,
It's
yeah.
that bad, man.
well,
It's pretty
sort of
bad.
different. Like F1 this year, they got. It looks stupid, but there's better ways of doing it. The way they're doing it, but they call it a halo. But now it's the first time they were going to do this, where they have like a protection over the cockpit. It's sort of like a bar in the middle, and then it kind of comes up and goes around because you have to still be able to get out if you need to, so they don't want to like enclose it.
Right.
Because this happened like a few times of just like debris or whatever.
What is
hitting
a
the
concussion?
driver's
though?
head.
It's a whiplash of your brain off your skull, right? Isn't that what
Yeah, I think
it's defined as? Something
yeah.
like it bruises, like your brain smashes into your skull, and then something happens with the fluid, and that's a concussion.
So
Yeah,
how
I
many
don't know.
have you had?
I don't know. I've never been diagnosed with one, but I'm almost positive I had the one
Okay, so that time that you were just talking about.
that I got dummied. Oh yeah, I got dummied.
Okay, so after that, from what I hear, you have to like keep awake. Like you can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. Like,
Well,
at
'cause
least
you
for-
could fall
for
into a
few
coma.
Hours, yeah, if you go to sleep right away, yeah. You can,
If you have a suspected concussion, the medical thing I suppose is to wake you up every 2
Yeah,
hours.
my brother.
Make sure you're not in a coma.
He's
Yeah.
my brother's
Like-
had many.
Like Kale and myself, we had pretty early on experience with concussions because we happened to be friends with Jim McDonald,
Okay.
and he got them at
and
least
stitches and staples
one-
and broken bones.
Yeah,
Was he a skater or something? Did
he
No,
was
just
he was
general.
an experimenter.
He was just like he was just the guy that would ride his bike off the ramp or whatever. Like, he never-
Daredevil.
And just
did it
Not
so
even
specifically,
not
but
even a tested ramp or
whether it's
anything.
snowboarding,
just fuck it. Looks good.
snowboarding or BMX, rollerblading, anything. Or he was rollerblading when he broke his elbow and concussion and.
Yeah, his
I
arm
told him that
was
ramp-
his arm was out of place, so he gets up, and his arm's
Well,
out of
his fingers,
place,
too.
and his fingers like his thumb's like
I
broken
think it
or
was
whatever.
2 fingers. Yeah.
And I think you just sheer panic on his face. He's just like, "Oh fuck,
I think I
I gotta go to the hospital or whatever." Were you there for that?
Yeah,
I thought you said
told him
I thought you were gonna say he just did another jump after that. Okay, one more though.
he built that
Hold on.
ramp, and I
Did
told
we
him,
get it
I
on
told him that
video?
ramp wasn't gonna work, and he built put up like some stuff like tires and whatever boxes, and he had like this flimsy piece of board that he put
Yeah.
on. I told him it's just gonna like bend. And that's what happened. Like he hit the ramp and it like flexed, it bent, and then it kind of like slingshot or just bounced him into the air, and then he came down on his like face and elbow.
Did we get it on film?
No,
Why do I think that
way
this-
before that those days?
Well, Jim would have had that
Coulda,
honking camcorder
Yeah. No, there's no video of that.
that he had.
Nowadays, kids would.
No, mine was there was a loose puck in the slot, like between D to D, and I poked it away when they went to go D to D with the pass. I leaned forward to like poke at it.
Brad Marchand elbowed you in the
Some
face.
guy was coming out of the penalty box. I didn't even realize, and he came straight at me
Oh,
while I
no.
was leaning forward at this puck, and his like whole side of his shoulder and arm just directly in my fucking head while
yeah.
I was leaning forward.
Yeah.
And it just sent my whole body backwards, back of my head smashed the ice. I sat there for a minute, and it felt like there was a vice on my head squeezing it. And I'm like, get up, Brian, get up. Like, get up. Like, you can't be
Yeah,
like,
no,
I
that's-
was never the guy that, like, I was, like, always listening to Don Cherry, the Canadian way, get off the ice. I was like,
Right.
okay, just get to the bench, get to the bench. Like, I got up, I went to the bench. Coach was like, are you feeling all right? That looked bad. I'm like, I'm good. He's like, you popped up pretty quick. I'm like, yeah, that's all I could think about was getting up, getting to the bench. He's like, are you all right? You sure? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Can he
Oh no,
play?
no quiet room for you. Eh?
No.
No,
coma.
and then
Can he
he's
play?
like, oh, he's like, okay. I was like a 12-year-old kid. I mean, this was before the whole concussion thing. I'm
Yeah.
sure nowadays it would be way different if they saw someone get hit like I did.
Okay, so how long ago was this?
I was 12.
Oh,
so
fuck.
shit, you're,
ways.
you're 21 years ago, yeah.
Holy
But that, that was I was thinking about that a few seconds back. Like NFL's one thing, but if we're just looking at football, and I guess soccer is the same. Oh, football.
I would rather play soccer than rugby, though.
Well, the
Holy
heading of the
fuck.
ball is creating CTE, but
Really?
yeah, man. It's there's a lot of shit with this,
Yeah.
and so here's where like I find it's really atrocious. So we'll look at the NFL, right? Yeah, there you go, the NFL. But how many fucking college level football players are there? How many high school level football players who will never play? All they're doing is beating their brains in school.
Mm-hmm.
They,
You know?
they have all this concussion shit in the NFL. I'm surprised you don't see more about the CFL. Because they can take running
I was gonna say,
starts.
they
and
just-
I was thinking the
they're
same
farther
thing,
off
man.
the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
right?
they have it's
aren't
they're
they-
like a yard away, right?
You would
Just
think
saw
there'd be
they
more.
said they did a report and they found that it's not a problem.
I got to
That's
give you that
the
because
CFL
I was thinking the
Isn't
same
that-
thing about the CFL.
If you're thinking rationally, they have
Yeah.
running starts, and the linemen in the NFL are right on top
Yeah,
of
we
each
were
other.
talking
They
about this
come
last
up and
week.
they're rated
Yeah.
together. Where in the CFL they have more momentum.
Yeah,
because
they
they're-
do. They totally do.
So why? What is the difference between Canadian football and do you think it's fitness? Do you think maybe they're bigger and badder in the NFL? And
You know what? I
5
did
extra yards.
think that, but look at all
10
the
extra
players that came over
or
to
what?
play.
Oh, in the field, yeah. But I mean, when they're hutting the ball,
Yeah.
the original opening, like after the plays start,
Didn't
the CFL starts farther apart.
Chad Johnson?
Oh, really?
Boom, and they hit each other
I
harder.
don't know much about CFL.
They've brought some NFL players in there that have done nothing.
Yeah, Chad Johnson. was
Yeah, like it's
Johnny Manziel's about to be the next one.
Yeah, he sucks.
You mean the NFL players are going to the CFL?
Yeah, and I think those guys are pretty damn good.
I
would have thought that those guys would have tore it up.
I thought it was huge when Doug Flutie went to the NFL.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was big.
yeah.
Like, good for him.
Buffalo.
I don't think he played.
I
much,
honestly,
but-
well,
he played
who-
for Buffalo.
I think
did he
there
play
was.
a lot though? He wasn't the starting quarterback.
He brought the Bills to the Super Bowl against Dallas, I think.
Oh well, then
I hate
I'm gonna
saying
edit
this,
out
but
part,
I
though.
think
I
I think they're
think-
pretty damn good,
Yeah.
and people just will never. It's a different game, like 3 downs and stuff like that. But when, like I said, when you see these NFL guys, even that Michael Sam didn't have a chance. We won't even get into that.
Yeah.
But when
could
these
be an
guys
art.
come over, I just automatically assume they're going to dominate, and they don't.
No, they don't.
And that
Do you think
says
it's
something.
because they're out of their element?
No.
No,
I just don't think that credit's given where it's due.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, when you're a professional athlete, I mean, I've played hockey, pickup hockey with guys that were from the AHL, which is like the farm system for the NHL.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe how good these guys are. And I'm like, were you ever close to a call up? And they're like, no. They're like, once you're that level and you're like that fitness and 7 days a week on the ice every day, 5 hours a day, he's like, everyone's pretty much just as good as everybody else. But in order to get that to that next level, you have to have that gift. That's where that God-given gift people speak of, I think, comes from, where like you have to have that one thing that makes you stand out from the guy beside you.
A rich father?
Well, or
No.
yeah, a rich father putting you in hockey schools. No, I mean like a vision or an
no, he's right
yeah,
though,
just,
because
an anticipation, a
nowadays-
vision, a size, a shot that's like just super
Yeah.
accurate. Something you
Yeah.
have to
They
have
all-
something
Reflexes
that brings you
and-
there.
all the kids like Todd told me that too back in the day when he was working with the in the OHL there, and he told me, he was like, in honest terms, if you have a kid and you put him in the right or her in the right direction, they will have a chance to play semi-pro hockey.
Yep.
No matter if they're terrible right now or not. There's certain ways
Yeah,
that
if they want to do it that like enough that, well, unless you're just a shitty parent and make them do it, but
well, I don't mean
there's
it
a
like
lot of
that,
those.
but,
do it, like
but
you
I
said,
just mean,
you have to do it 7 days a week, and you have to make
Of
that your
course.
life if
Well,
you
Carey
want.
Price.
but that's the point. All the kids are doing it the same amount
Right.
of time, right? So like he's saying, they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all great as far as that goes.
Yeah,
they
I see a
just
lot of-
have to
I
be.
see a lot of,
there's one thing they
OHL
have to
players
have.
that are amazing, and they just never get drafted. Nothing like, but
Yeah.
some of them you just don't understand.
Well, again, that's like that. Well, then there's an element to what Steve said, having rich parents. Carey Price, his dad owned his own private plane or something.
Right.
And he used to fly him in for practice every morning before work to like.
Fly him in.
He did. He flew.
Wow.
He flew him like somewhere farther away for like better competition. I can't remember specifically, but it was on. There was a story on TSN that I had watched the one
Yeah.
day, and all I know is Carey Price like grew up, and his dad, with money, brought him to where he needed to be to get to where he is today.
yeah.
Well,
where
look at
he-
Crosby. He was like, he lived away from home at like 14 or something. you
Well,
know?
yeah,
Like,
'cause he
that's a
got-
pretty big sacrifice. I was a little bitch at 14.
Right?
you
Yeah,
know?
Mom. I'm
Yeah,
sick.
right. Like, he's playing with adults and shit.
Yeah. Well, I know he got that special status. I think that started with
Yeah.
I think it was John Tavares was the
he's so good,
originator
too.
of that rule.
I think so.
The
too.
early entry to the OHL, because you're supposed to be 16. He was 15, and he was playing in like a Toronto league, and he was scoring like 15 goals a game effortlessly against kids his own age.
Yeah.
So they're like, this kid's development is going to stall if we don't get him into the OHL. And then there was this whole big thing. Are you developed enough as a man at 15 to play against 19 and 20-year-olds? I mean, because overagers are 20 in the OHL.
Some of them are now.
And
It's
so,
sad
I mean,
to say.
you're a 15-year-old kid. Like, that's a pretty big difference, 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Talking about concussions, right?
Right.
So you do have to be some kind of a hockey player to
Absolutely.
play with somebody 5 years older than you.
Playing against a 20-year-old Zach Cassian or something.
Right. You're,
And all
you're
the
playing
kids,
a man with
yeah.
a full beard.
A
a lot
And
of
you're
these
15.
kids that are playing
Or
now
Ekblad
are
or some shit.
excelling.
Yeah. Ekblad, that kid was superhuman.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
He
He had the exception too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Ekblad,
He
Tavares,
looked like everybody else's dad.
McDavid.
McDavid had it.
yeah.
Those are the only three, I believe.
I remember my brother was like, when he worked for the Spits, he was like, "You got to come to these games, man. This kid Connor McDavid." And I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
He was special to
Wow.
watch in the OHL.
Oh, he's ridiculous now.
he still
He's-
is, yeah. His
yeah.
speed is
I
unreal.
remember Segan too. However you say it.
He was great.
Yeah,
I
Plymouth.
remember him
Sedgwin.
before I even knew, like I never, like, because I worked there and I never like knew who he was or heard of him. I just remember noticing him. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that kid is good.
That was the Tyler versus Taylor.
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
I remember a game where they scored like 4 goals each. It
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and well, Taylor Hall just had the benefit of having a team around him, where it
Yeah.
was pretty much Segan and the goalie Wedgwood or whatever his name was there.
Taylor Hall is pretty damn good though. I'll give him that. Like if you see him when he plays on like when they put him in like a good lineup, like Team Canada,
Yeah, yeah.
he gets way
thrived.
more points. Like
Yeah,
he's an assist monster.
I heard he's a cancer though. And that was why he was
Could
sent
be
out of
true.
Edmonton. I
Someone told me yesterday that he might have cancer.
oh really?
Yeah, don't put this on. I don't know if it's
Tough
true.
crowd.
I haven't looked into
Proud,
it.
eh? Well, the one guy had cancer that was in the All-Star game there. I guess he's in remission. Brian Boyle on the Devils.
Yeah.
He had leukemia.
Harry Young is a police officer here in Windsor now. Shout out to Harry Young.
You were mentioning, someone was mentioning earlier about football potentially being done in the next.
Yeah, I did. I mentioned
Yeah.
it.
yeah. I think we all said that.
Okay.
I mentioned it.
It's also crazy to think of how like lauded football is, especially in the States. Like it's like their biggest sport, right?
Yeah.
And
It is America's
Just
game.
the fever of it. You know, well,
So
the
you would-
Super Bowl, everything.
well,
you
you
know.
would think-
Baseball, yeah.
Except you got to think if the NFL is a 16-game season, so you have 8 home games per year. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So whenever they have a home game, they start tailgating. Like I've heard of cities
I
like
suppose, yeah.
Thursday night for a Sunday afternoon game. They start the party, man.
Wow, how's that at halftime?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're on a 3-day bender for
A lot
a
of
football game.
arrests.
Yeah.
A lot of police
A
lights
lot of guns going off.
When I
going off. Idle.
No, it was-
parked.
Did you guys see
Cowboys
the
game, all
video?
the guns just going off in the parking lot.
The videos of the Philadelphia Eagles fans?
After they beat
Oh
Minnesota.
my gosh. Yeah, that's
This
ridiculous.
is what I mean. Like as rampant as they are in the States over football, it's crazy to think that
Yeah.
that sport.
Could be in jeopardy.
But I just mean like as talking like on a global scale.
Yeah.
Like no other country really cares about it.
No.
It doesn't exist anywhere.
American
else.
football. No, everywhere in the world,
No, they're trying.
every other place in the world, if you say football, they think soccer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have to say American football, but they do that once in a while. They play games in like England and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
they're
started
trying
that.
Yeah.
They're trying to like bring it over there.
Yeah.
So, what do they call it?
Pigskin.
American football.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
probably what they call it.
They're that
And-
spiteful that they got to say the full thing.
American. It's
And-
American football.
Hey, me and my friends are going to play American football in the park. You want to come?
You guys got. You guys.
All right, Mom, I'm going to play American football in the park.
What
You-
the
you
hell's
guys-
American football?
You guys want to go play CTE?
Yeah, exactly, right? That's what it's going to be.
But they also say like that is contributing to O.J. Simpson's growing head.
Yeah.
The amount of concussions that he had. In his
Well,
career.
hey, doesn't it make a little more sense now if he did murder his family? Like, because if you
Yeah.
look at
Can
the...
we just take? I'm going to edit
Yeah,
out
I've heard
the
that.
F.
I've heard that where if that was nowadays. they
Ah,
would-
well,
they would-
hey, allegedly.
Yeah. yeah.
Oh,
could-
mental illness.
he
So
could
he
use
wouldn't
that
even.
as a
Yeah.
defense.
You know what?
I mean, he wrote a book called "If I Did It," and the word "if" was in blood
So-
red.
so you don't
the rest of
believe-
it just said "I did it."
You don't believe that he's out right now looking for the killers?
I bet you
following
he's
leads.
getting head right
out there.
now
I
He's out there with
heard
a
by
magnifying
a
glass.
blonde.
I heard something
Oh.
about him the other day. They said he's been just hiding in his private neighborhood and just enjoying golfing or something. And I'm like, I don't care. Why is this on the news?
Yeah, right.
He hasn't killed anyone yet. We'll let you
But
know.
yeah, that's interesting. Like,
Well,
yeah,
that's it.
there's a lot of
Yeah,
things. If you go back, through history, we might,
where
notice.
people were deemed as psychotic killers.
Well,
but
even
they
that
were having brain
wrestler,
function
the wrestler
issues,
who
yeah.
killed his family there, the Canadian guy, I can't remember his name now.
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit, yeah, Our Lady Peace wrote the song for him. But
He killed his. I
It's
didn't.
called Superman's Dead.
oh, dude,
It's not even Friday.
You really winced.
It's a Friday joke.
Before anybody.
Can we do
Yeah.
the cranberries ones now?
So yeah, like it makes you reflect on him. And again, like I just said, we were talked about the last time or last week with Aaron Hernandez. Like I remember a lot of people saying to me, like, "Look at this guy, he has
Yeah,
the
and he took a
fucking
lot of
world,
hits.
and he does this and that." But now it makes it didn't make any sense. Why would he kill these people? Was he just like over entitled as an athlete? It didn't make any sense why he would do any of this
It's the
stuff.
off season.
Yeah,
What else would you
it didn't make
Like golf?
sense.
But it's also the people. I think you're like why we shouldn't say victim, but you're a product of your environment. So if he might have grew up with thugs.
Perhaps,
And then, like,
Perhaps,
in his
but
off season,
this
he's still
just
hanging
seemed
around with
really-
the same people. So now you have a thug with a bunch of money. So you're gonna have nice
Guns.
weapons.
it just seems strange. Like you're not going to get away with it.
No,
People have seen CSI and shit, right? They know that there's no.
That's what I mean.
This ain't
What
the
is
30s,
the
you
point
ain't
in
gonna get away
even
with it.
committing a crime these
I
days?
know.
Like, do they not see CSI?
I don't think that you can spit on the sidewalk without having it on film somewhere anymore.
I'm with you on that. It sucks when you're drinking
man
and you
has
just like
brown
piss in an
hair.
alley and
Yeah.
you know there's like
He
8
just
angles.
horked a loogie right there. His DNA, if we ever need it for the system, is right on that
Yeah.
He's
sidewalk.
5'2",
Yeah,
and he's got a limp.
Well, when we were
he
kids,
might have a peg leg.
when they did the whole like, well, actually that ancestry shit. That creeps me out when everyone's like, "Yeah, just spit in a cup
Send
and
you
send it," and they'll
DNA,
tell you,
yeah.
"No, I'm good, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not. You're not cloning me somewhere. Fuck that." Like,
Even the phones now.
Is that
mine,
you?
I refuse
Like,
to use it, but you can unlock your phone now with your fingerprint.
yeah, I don't
I
do
have
that
to,
either.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
It's on
Well,
the
Well,
back.
then isn't the new iPhone? Isn't it facial recognition?
Yes.
Just tap it with your. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not down with any of that shit. So that to me is creepy as fuck. Like when I was a kid, it was like we're gonna fingerprint your kids in case they go missing.
The way I
What?
figure it, you're done anyway. So
Yeah,
I
it's
just
hard to
might as
find
well
it.
utilize the
It's hard to find
technology.
it, yeah.
Just gonna take that
I
mark
don't
of the
care.
beast.
I just put my finger on that shit.
I don't think I'll
care.
ever have an Alexa or anything though.
No, that's fucked up.
No,
eh?
that's kind
Just
of like a
microphone
spy.
or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, you got
that's-
your phone. You already have a microphone.
Yeah, I
around you
mean,
anyway,
well,
but-
they have so many other ways that they can get what they
Yeah,
want. It's
exactly,
like
if they really want to, you
you
don't-
can try to protect yourself and put tape on your webcam, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to watch me, go ahead.
Enjoy the
If you-
show.
if
you
As Newman and Kramer would
Enjoy
say.
the show, yeah.
Enjoy the show.
So why don't we have his brother on one day to talk about this?
We can. You're skipping ahead right now.
I'm not
You're,
trying-
You're showing the ugly side of having
I'm not
the
even
whiteboard.
saying. I just pointed at the board after I had already.
Hello, Basement Placers. Welcome to Basement Place. My name is Steve, and the gentleman to my left, he is my co-host, and his name is Kale. And Kale's going to say something into the microphone now.
What?
Kale.
Hi.
Hello. the fidgety gentleman, who isn't really fidgeting right now, or rolling a joint,
Just one of his many nicknames.
to the left of Kale is Brigham. 2 strikes, 4 strikes.
Strike your ass out. That's
There
what
we
I'll
go.
do on the field.
Briggles.
Sorry. What's up?
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm super good.
And the gentleman to his left is returning for the first time since episode 6,
Maybe
season 1.
it was April last year.
The star of Vancey Refrigeration.
It was our birthday co-celebration.
It was
type.
April. It was Aprilish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was because we did it in between your birthday and mine.
Okay. Yes.
I remember that, and then you gave me the warm beer. That dirty bastard.
It was waiting, but tonight the beer is cold.
It is very cold.
Brian Vance, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome back to
Good to
Basement
be
Place.
back. Am I the first returner?
No.
No,
No.
not the first
Well, we've had
returner.
people on the Flat Earth round table.
I've returned many
Yeah, I've
times.
returned.
You're a
Brigham
returner.
just
Are
lives
you a
here now.
loitering returner?
I
or are
guess.
you a, are you
Brigham lives down here.
We don't tell him anything.
Yeah,
he just shows up.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just like, oh, it's Monday night.
You're in my bed right now, so the sooner we finish this,
He calls this whole basement his bed, so he just lays anywhere. He picks a different spot every night.
Get comfy anywhere
cat.
you feel like
Yeah.
it.
But we've had Gurney back on. Casey's been back
Yeah.
briefly.
Is that the girl that worked at the sex store?
That is the girl that, yes.
I remember listening to that episode.
Do you have
She's
any,
the one with
That's all you
the.
took away from it?
She's the one with the. No, and that, and she's one of those people that I hate.
Oh.
That drives those
The
make-believe
fake
cop
police
cars,
cop cars.
that make me hit my brakes.
Well, it wasn't a
Not
make-believe
anymore.
cop car.
Those ones are out of date now, so
Yeah,
You know
it's-
they're not
It's a
real
little
cops.
you're
less.
still worried though.
It's yeah, you still get that one thing where like you smarten up
it's-
for 20
maybe it's
seconds.
the FBI or something.
There's cause for an alarm. there's definitely cause for alarm when you see one of those things, especially because I believe
She left the
still,
fog thing, the fog light thing.
Yeah,
yeah, she did.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
And when she came here, she had 2 child mannequins in the trunk of it.
Oh, that's awful.
So the neighbors saw that.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
But-
daytime.
I did take note of where she worked because I'm gonna go to her work and kick that fog light right off the side of that thing.
Okay.
When, like after
joking,
high
really.
school, my buddy
Really not
drove
gonna
a white
hubcaps on.
Caprice Classic,
Yeah.
like old school, and they went to Canadian Tire and bought the lamp, and I shit you not, man, we pulled over many people and just drove away.
I had a buddy. I will protect his name.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything either.
That had strobes in his headlights,
Oh, yeah.
and he used to play the siren real loud inside of his car,
Oh, yeah.
and he pulled people over. I shit you not.
It's crazy, man, because we definitely did. People would get right over on the shoulder, and we're like, "Oh shit, keep going!"
Oh, no, this
'Cause
guy
we
got-
would like take the light, and, like
This guy got out.
really.
And literally would like confiscate weed and shit from
Oh, wow.
kids.
Wow, that's a good idea. I should try that.
That's highly
Get
illegal.
weed?
Highly impersonating a police officer.
Yeah, that's
I,
not
I
cool.
didn't ever want to be in the car. He would do it at lunchtime at St. Joe's.
Wow, just
He was a couple
just
years.
join the what do you call it,
What
auxiliary?
was his first, middle, and last name?
He was a couple years older than me, but I remember he was a funny dude though. You have to be some kind of crazy
Yeah, some people have
to
that
pull that
Crazy
shit off.
nerve like that.
Yeah, that
Derek
that
would do
personality.
that.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Like, didn't Steve like say that we're not allowed
Yeah.
to get up and
He
leave?
said he was a hypocrite as he left.
Yeah. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did he
good.
say it away
okay,
from
good.
the mic or
I'm
into
cool with
it?
it
No
then.
way.
As long as he admitted hypocrisy, we're cool.
Yeah.
But now you just gotta watch out for like the Chargers and the
Chargers
Ford
all look
Explorer-
like
wait Ford Explorers.
You know what I was told you look for though on the
Little
roof
dome
of the
in the back.
car. There's a little looks like a
white dome.
puck, a little white puck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time you can see that, it's too late.
Yeah, true that. That's apparently the GPS, I guess.
And do they still use radar, or do they just know how fast you're going, like with
I don't know,
like
I
a
assume they have like
sensor on
something
their?
built into the car. Yeah, where
They
can
got
probably
to,
read you or
because
something, I
it
don't
just
know.
sets off an alarm, and they're like, "Oh, that guy."
Yeah.
I'm glad you called yourself a Love it.
Oh.
Welcome back, Steve.
I was like, Steve just left. He said he's a hypocrite. I'm
Was
like,
a lot-
okay, then I accept it. It's fine.
Full disclosure, that was a lot of pee.
There's a lot of
It
people.
just wouldn't say. You know Tom Hanks scene in A League of Their Own?
Yeah.
Austin Powers when he
It's
gets
like half of that, but just still, it's something, right?
We're almost like where you're like, I should have sat down.
Come.
I should have sat down for this one. My legs are getting sore. Leaning up behind. Have you ever been so like hungover and just non-energized that you sat to pee?
I sit to pee.
Oh, all weekend last weekend.
Yeah.
My birthday weekend, yeah.
I would
Every
never
day.
admit that when I was younger, but now that I'm older,
I don't care.
Well, if it's late at
I'll
night
take
and I don't
naps.
want to turn the lights on, I sit down because I'm not getting it all over the floor like I will.
Because you just cleaned it, and like being a single dude living on your own, you like to clean like once every 2 months, right?
No, I'm better than that.
A little better than that.
Yeah, I'm a neat freak.
Are you?
Yeah.
My bathroom's probably the only room that I clean a lot. Everything else, I wait till you can see the dust, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I
I
gotta
hate-
clean
I
it.
hate dust,
clean my
man. It
bathroom at
just
least, like,
creeps
once.
up on you.
It's right back. It's while you're
Yeah.
dusting.
I
It's
know
right,
you see it.
Yeah.
Like,
Where
especially
are
if-
you coming from?
Especially if the sun's going down.
Oh, yeah,
and
and I
you
got-
can see them just float
Yeah.
back down on
Yeah.
the surface.
Yeah, as you're dusting, you're like,
you
I
motherfucker.
That's
I'm-
actually the worst thing if you're in a car or something and you pull, or anywhere where the sun's reflecting, you pull like Kleenex out of the box
yeah,
and you just
Yeah,
see the.
oh, yeah.
You're like, I don't
yeah,
even know
isn't
if
that
this is
supposed to be
safe.
sanitary? Why is there so
It's-
much dust on
It
Kleenex?
is pretty fucking trippy though. I will admit.
You
like
stick it
it's
up your
scary.
nose and you
yeah,
blow it and,
Yeah,
like-
it's weird. It's a lot of stuff. But I
I'm
guess
buying baby wipes from now on.
The wet ones, yeah.
I'm blowing
dust
my
does
nose
creep
right
up
in there.
on you though. Except for on that Jesus thing you had.
What Jesus?
That Jesus statue or the one that never had the dust.
Oh, the bust. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
It was up in at least one of my apartments.
Apparently, I don't know if you know this, but it never collected dust.
The Jesus.
Yeah.
He did. We talked about that. Wasn't it over there last?
No, it was never in this house. I got rid of it.
Which
Well,
probably was a
maybe
huge
5
mistake.
I think we did bring it up though.
Yeah, when I got it from my sister-in-law's grandfather, because we were clearing his house out after he passed away,
Right.
and she knows I like weird shit. A la that huge fucking red goblet right there.
Yeah, that is kind of
the
weird.
child mannequins.
Where's the
Well,
alien?
Yeah, that's
But
The
so
naked
so she
child
gives me this
mannequin.
Jesus
He clothes
bust.
them.
Never
Okay.
collects dust, but I notice my life start to get slightly less good. So after I don't know how long I had it for, but it was finally like 4 or 5 years ago where I got rid of it,
So it was like a witchcraft.
something like that.
Effect.
But my life has gotten better.
Do you think that's?
I don't
In
know.
your head?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. It's
It's
gone and
prob-
your life's
it's pro-
gotten
yes, it's
better.
probably what you said.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is then.
Yeah, but it's gone.
Yeah, I would have got rid of it too.
Yeah.
You got to find a denominator somewhere that what has changed since my life has started to suck.
Well, here's the thing. I'll blank out these names too, just to protect the innocent.
Okay.
Blunter.
When when I was in still with,
Yep.
I gave it to give it to. So I took very good care of this bust for as many years as I had it for. I give it to, and as transporting it to, he drops it and breaks it into a few pieces.
Well, wait, it broke?
But
it
that's
shouldn't have broke. That was
that's
Jesus.
off my hands, right? Because it was no longer in my
Yeah.
possession.
No,
right?
that's not on you now.
Okay.
He
Because someone once
crucified
said that it was.
Jesus.
Once it gets to the actual recipient,
No,
then it's still on me. But to me, for all I
the
know,
transporter takes on responsibility.
but for all I know,
Wow, he's
was
going
the
to probably go to
recipient
hell.
of who I was giving it to. So my job is now done because it has been received by someone.
Okay, so hold on a sec. If you order something like online, a parcel, for example, and you order the
I will.
and you order the insurance on it, and the place that you're buying it from passes it off to the shipping company, and then it gets broken somewhere between them leaving their facility and bringing it to your
The
house.
plane crashes.
Okay. That works.
For example.
Sure. Who's responsible to pay for it? Is it not the shipping company?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty
you
sure it
yeah,
is.
but the person
But
who's
you
supposed
can't always
to be
buy
receiving
insurance,
it still
can you?
blames who it originally came from.
I would blame the person that broke the fucking thing.
But who
Well-
would have to replace it? It would have to be the place that you got it from, correct?
Not at their cost.
Well, I'm in the midst of ordering this crazy hot sauce from this company in Ottawa, and
Go on.
I stopped. I didn't order because when I went on their website, there's this huge warning about ordering in the winter that the shit could blow up, and it does happen. It freezes, yeah. And like this is expensive shit, man.
Expansion.
Yeah, so
The hot sauce could blow up.
yeah,
In the bag?
like it will freeze. No, because it's in their like bottles. Like one's a Skull bottle.
Oh, they used to have
Yeah, but
those
wouldn't
at
it just
that-
become mild?
I was
Vince's
shocked,
again.
but I haven't. So
It's
like
two
I
Vinces
talked to
for
my
me
buddy
tonight.
because it was his
Drum roll,
Christmas
please.
gift, and I'm like, do you want me to chance this? Like I don't, because they're clearly taking no responsibility. There's no type of insurance I can. So I'm gonna
She's got a
wait.
wet red box.
I'm gonna wait till it warms up, man. Because like fuck, for all I know, they could just ship a broken bottle in the first place if they
That's how
want
they get rid
to.
of all the
Shipping's
broken
an
shit.
interesting monster, though. I mean, like, I just ordered a $9,000 laser cutter from Las Vegas, and they send it through DHL, and I just can't stand that company as, like, a shipping company.
Right.
So I called them. So it was, my expected delivery was, like, on a Monday. That Monday, nothing came. I'm like, well, whatever. I was all geeked. Like, I expected, like... I was ready to
spent that
go
much
home
money
and
on it.
just play the
Yeah.
shit out of that thing. I was like, I already had all these plans in my head of what I was going to be making on it.
Yeah.
Didn't show up. Tuesday didn't show up. Wednesday. So by Thursday, I'm on the phone. I'm like, what's going on? Where's this package, right? And they're like, oh, we're going to track it, and we'll have somebody call you tomorrow. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then so I call the next day, and then they're like, oh, yeah, we're still looking for it. And this dragged on for 3 weeks. Now I'm getting nervous to the point where someone stole my laser machine.
Right.
And so I
Did you say 3 weeks?
yeah, we're going
Oh
on 3
my
weeks.
gosh.
It was just before Christmas this year that I ordered it.
That's
right?
crazy.
So they kept blaming Christmas packages and stuff, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's understandable.
Might be legit.
I'm a reasonable person. I mean, I'm not an asshole. So I was like, well, you know what? Maybe like next time, just don't say my expected delivery day. I'm like, I'm okay with like ordering this machine and then the company telling me it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to get to you. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
But don't tell me like it ships out on the Wednesday, it'll be there by Monday, and then the website and tracking confirms that, and now I'm waiting 3 weeks. Now I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like the little red bike wasn't there Christmas morning, right?
You
So-
were that kid on the front porch steps with his fishing gear.
Yeah.
And that's not a
Going
small
nowhere.
package.
No, and
either.
it's not
Wow.
it's not cheap either, right?
Oh.
Right.
So finally it got tracked down, and then so I called the Full Spectrum company. I don't know if I should say their name, but anyway, I
I'll
called
bleep it out if you want.
that. I don't really care. I
You
just
can make it louder if you want.
Full Spectrum laser.com.
The link to their
Let me know.
complaint.
So I don't give a shit. So I called them. They've been really good to me. They sent me some free shit for my troubles, and like valued at like almost $500, like extra cleaning, extra lenses and stuff. They felt really bad. And so when I called them, I explained what happened, and they're like, "Oh my God!" They're like, "Sorry about this. Like, who's shipping it?" I'm like, "Don't you know? You shipped it." And they're like, "Yeah, we use FedEx, but if FedEx is too busy, they'll hand the package off to DHL to do."
Right. Is that what
Because
their own work?
they'll
Yeah.
outsource their own shipping work because DHL is so cheap that they can still profit
they
off
need
handing
the-
it off to them.
They need their scraps.
Yeah, they didn't do any work and they still made a
Right.
profit off the shipping.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so finally I got my package tracked. Like I got it like it's on the courier being delivered to your house today. I'm like, okay. And so I called my mom. I was at work that day, and I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, do you mind going to my house and hanging out? Because I'm tired of like chasing this package around everywhere. I'm like, just sit at my house and wait for the package. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, don't try to pick it up because it's 95 pounds. Like the guy's coming in the house, like Just tell them or put it down in my like foyer there, and I'll take care of it when I get home. Don't try to move it or anything. She's like, okay. So I'm at work and my phone rings, and like I look at my caller ID. It's my mom, and I'm like, oh, the package must be there. So I walk away from my machine where I can actually hear the phone, and my mom says,
Her back's broken. I tried picking it up.
no, it's you're gonna love this. She's like, someone's here. And I'm like, well, probably DHL. She's like, it's a U-Haul van. And I'm like, what? And some old guy, and he's at the door. I don't know if it's not DHL. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, is the dog there? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I locked her in your bedroom. I'm like, well, let her out of the bedroom and then answer the door. She's very protective of my mom, and she's a pretty big dog. So she let her out, and my mom opened the door, and he's like, I got a package for DHL.
Also, I'm moving in.
He's
You don't got dogs, do you?
Wow.
She finally, she's like, okay, it is your package. She's like, I'll call you back. I'm like, okay. So I hang up the phone. I'm like, sweet, my package is there. She calls back. She's like, he pulled your machine out of the back of a U-Haul. He's not even identified as DHL. And he pulled it out. He let it hit the ground. He's dragging it down the driveway because he's like 70 years old and he can't lift it. He dragged it up my stairs and into the house and dropped it down. And then my dog started going bananas. So my mom didn't even sign for it. He just fucking ran out of the house and bolted, got back in his U-Haul and left. And I'm like, what a joke. My mom calls me. She tells me all this. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, thanks for taking care of my $9,000 package, assholes. Like, wow.
That's so shady.
There's like a
So did
huge,
DHL like outsource it to
crazy.
him too, or was he working for
I'm
them?
not sure how that.
So
So,
is
did
it
it get
like a triple
outsourced
outsource?
again?
Yeah.
Is
It
like
just
my,
keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
right.
It's like a Russian doll.
Yeah.
No, it's the honest to God truth. Like,
Yeah.
and so I get home, like,
The cop ends up delivering it for some reason.
right.
We found this in the sewer system.
There's a giant sticker that says "fragile this side up." Of course, it's upside down.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, geez. So,
Do not drag.
Do not outsource.
every list of things not to do with this package probably happened.
That's
So,
crazy.
Long story.
Guys probably rub their dicks on it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even longer story short, I called the Full Spectrum Laser, and they told me they're like the laser alignment, because it works with like mirrors, right? So there's like a CO2 laser in the back, and it shoots a laser off a mirror, and then off a mirror, and then that projects it
So
down.
kind of a delicate instrument.
Very to like
dragging
to align
up each step.
Oh yeah. So to align all those mirrors, it has like little fine adjust screws on all the backing plates for the mirrors, so that the laser stays in line. So I had to realign my laser, and I mean, it was cool to learn how to do that because you're supposed to do it like once every few months anyways. But it was in fucking la la land from bouncing around by these assholes.
It was probably the only package in that U-Haul too. So like the whole time it was just
sloshing
sliding around,
around.
banging on the walls.
Right.
That's crazy.
And it's 95 pounds, so it's doing that with some momentum too.
Yeah.
It's not just like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but thankfully it was packaged
Wow.
very well. Like it was that
imagine it
nice
would be,
black,
They
dense
anticipated something
styrofoam.
like this.
They anticipated assholes. shipping
A lot
it.
of-
Yeah.
I stopped
A
using
relay race.
Purolator with my weed deliveries
Brigham
because
Purolator
because they
is one
found
of
out.
tonight's sponsors.
oh well, sorry. No, I stopped because so bless you. They give me like these fucking it'd say like Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't get my weed till like Friday. No way. So now I just go like Canada Post. But one time I got my package and it was all like it looked like someone beat the hell out of it, like stomped
Ace
it.
Ventura
Yeah.
style.
Oh yeah,
Like, we're going
Yeah, like-
downtown.
Yeah, yeah, and not only that, like one of the containers of weed was
Yeah.
kind of open a bit, so like all you could smell was like high quality chronic.
It
was-
You guys know they're drug dealers?
Oh, this guy knew. He like when I was signing for it, he just had like this look on his face, like yeah, it's weed, But
Right.
Do they know it's like legal, or they think you're just getting it shipped
they
from
must
somebody?
no, they must know. I would
Yeah, they probably
imagine
know
through Aurora, but
So funny addition to the story of my shipping nightmare. I went on Google and I typed in DHL fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I'll randomly do shit like that
I do
just to
that
see
for
if there's
companies,
complaints
yeah.
about
there's
the
probably
company.
That's actually their
Trillion.
website.
Yeah.
There is a website called DHLsucks.com
Oh, not
Oh, any
fucking
big
that
enough
somebody
company, they're
started.
really- yeah.
DHLsucks.
that's so funny
Any big
in
enough company
Atlanta.
will piss off somebody enough
CKS or
to do that.
X.
No, it's spelled properly.
Okay.
SUCKS.
Okay, just
.com.
so people can really find it.
Yeah, they can't.
In Atlanta,
All these stories of people.
DHL delivered the ball for the first pitch, and I never knew what it was.
Were they on time?
Yeah, they were that game, but so they like drive around the warning track, and he gets out and hands the. It's funny to hear a story about them actually now that
It's unfortunate
Wow.
because they're the only company that will ship from China. Like, so if you go to Alibaba or something like that, like one of those like Chinese vendor websites, the only way you're getting your package here from China is through DHL, and it's like, now I don't want to support them.
I know a lot of people order from there a lot. So yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fragile, upside down.
Fragile,
laser.
upside down, bouncing around, dragging up the stairs, you name it. 70-year-old man, 95-pound package.
The best is that it's in the U-Haul.
He lives there now.
The U-Haul is the kicker, man.
Coffee
Like that's
splashing
the
around on it as
kicker.
he's-
Oh yeah, it's not
his
even a
name's
DHL
Gerald.
Like
van.
they just like got
Rented out
over
a
the
U-Haul,
border
yeah.
and some old dude.
Did they put a Kijiji ad up?
Yeah. that's
Anybody
what
need a job?
Wow.
I'll pay you $50 to drive this package over and drag it up a guy's fucking
Don't worry, it's
porch.
not important.
What was
Does
like
anybody have the knowledge to steal a
what
U-Haul?
was like the shipping cost on it? Do you know? Like I imagine something that expensive, they probably work
It
it in, but
It was $350
Oh, yeah.
shipping
so
that
yeah,
I paid.
Like, yeah.
It was a $6,500 US dollar package,
Oh yeah.
and
So
then
like FedEx probably got like 200 of that, and then
So
so
by
to DHL for 100, and then
it was at a really weak point
one
in
guy
the
got
Canadian
50.
dollar, so it basically costed me $9,000.
right.
Yeah, thanks Trump.
I'm glad
They
your
just split
shit
up-
works.
They split up that 350.
And on that note, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take a little break, and when we come back, we're gonna get to the bottom of this Guatemalan banana fiasco.
And this strange package that's sitting on your
Yes, this is also a strange package.
in a
DHL
U-Haul
dropped it off.
That maybe
yeah.
it has something to do with your story that we just heard.
It absolutely may be. I have.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who stumbled over my sentence.
It absolutely.
Can we get it in under 2.5 hours?
You don't, do you still do Windsor Pizza?
Yeah.
Are you not feeling it anymore?
Well, just last week they fucked up and
we'll explain.
yeah. Am I in a podcast right now? They went to
Olet and Peter.
Can I help you?
Can I place an order for delivery, please?
Sure, would you like?
Can I get a large super and a large poutine?
Large super and a large poutine.
Yep.
And what's the address? And phone number? Idiot, all right, see you about an hour, okay?
Perfect.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Thanks.
Okay, did he say 24?
He was thinking about the large pizza and the large poutine for a little bit.
So this is what happened.
I better not
This
get
is
a
the-
large spaghetti or something.
This is what happened
I wouldn't be
the
surprised.
last
Caesar
time.
salad.
What was it, last week? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
last week.
man.
I'm
Last
over
time.
Windsor Pizza. I'm done.
Hold on.
Ooh, that's we got to hear that.
Well,
in
you
a
know
second,
you know
yeah.
that they sold, right?
Yes, the
Yeah.
Lucianis don't own it anymore.
Yes. So
I've actually talked to
my
his.
butthole's been sweating ever since.
I've talked to his dad at the Hook and Ladder. He said he still owns it. And if they keep fucking up, he'll just take it back over.
Take it back over.
That's what I told him.
Take it back over.
I haven't ordered from Windsor Pizza in a long time.
Okay, so here's the deal. It was about an hour past since we called last week,
Yes.
and I was going upstairs to check if they were here. As my phone was ringing down here, I left it. There was no sign of anybody. I come back downstairs. I notice that it's Windsor Pizza themselves that are calling me, trying to call me. So I called them back, and I said, "Yeah, I'm returning your call." And he's, "What's your number?" Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Yeah, our guy was there and he was knocking, and there's no answer." Or no, this was the message that he left on my phone, just saying like, "We were there, we tried knocking, no one answered." So I called back, and then I said like, "What address do you have?" And they said 20 numbers off, 20 numbers less than what my address is. I said, I'm like, no, it's. And she's like, oh. He's like, okay, I'll let my guy know and blah, blah, blah. So another, 20 minutes to maybe a half an hour?
Yeah.
And I finally go upstairs. I look out the front door, and this guy is leaving a house 2 doors down from me, still with the pizza in his hand, to his van parked across the street.
Did you start yelling?
Yeah, well, I figured this was the guy.
Hey, guy.
I'm like,
Hey!
and he looked. I just start flagging him down. So,
Trying your yeah.
So this guy's pissed off, but what can I do? I've been ordering a goddamn pizza here every week for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
You fuck up my address this time. This is not on me.
No, this is
I should be able to call them and say it's Steve, and they're like, okay, it'll
Steve,
be
it's
45
Monday.
minutes.
Or even you think
it's Monday, Steve.
have you ever ordered from Armando's
Who
or
lets
any of the
you?
other places? A lot of these other places, as soon as they ask my phone number, I give them the phone number, and they said, "Are you still at 20 whatever?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yep."
That's what they used to do, but I think this has got to be some sort of screening for prank callers because
Yeah, but
God knows we did it in our time.
Oh, I was just talking
of
about that a
course.
moment ago. Yeah.
Prank calling pizza.
we used to. I don't want to incriminate myself, but we used to order.
No one listens to this.
We used
the 4 of us. Well, I don't even think Brigham.
I don't
Kale
know.
doesn't even listen either.
The,
It'll just be me and you, bud.
All right. Because we used to order.
I'll call the cops.
Okay. we would order a significant amount of pizzas to addresses kind of close to each other
Yeah.
with cell phones. And then when the pizza guy used to get out of his car and go up to the one house, we would be hiding in between the houses, and we'd run out to his car and steal the other pizza. Pretty slick, eh?
I didn't think that's where you were going with this.
You didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't.
Neither did they.
No, I didn't.
We used to do that, just in our neighborhood. We'd order pizzas to a house halfway down the street or something, so we could just watch. You
We-
just see the pizza come there, and then
And then leave with the pizza. Yeah. Or the other thing that you could do, but they used to catch on, was you
Try
do
to get a
that,
deal.
and then you get a deal on
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then,
I didn't order one, but hell,
I mean,
What's
shit.
on it? Perfect.
Is it a super? Oh,
I'll give you $5.
I'll give you whatever's in my pocket.
What?
The lint and all.
What's in your pocket?
There's this one time when George was living in the projects, we ordered from Pizza Hut. We gave them an address, but a few numbers off.
Yep.
Just legitimately this time gave them the wrong address
On purpose?
on purpose.
Okay.
And then it would be maybe 45 minutes. You're not supposed to be smoking this, young man.
It's only
You're breaking
two.
the fourth wall. I thought we did order it to George's house, and we just turned the lights off and just didn't.
No,
answer
it was the wrong address at least a couple times.
There were times when we did order food to his house, and we just sit there with the lights off and watch the guy standing on the porch waiting
And laugh.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
just snickering quietly.
But I'm kind of hungry, but I got no money.
But this time we allotted a certain amount of time go by the first time. We called back. What's the address? And I can't remember if we still gave him a bogus one or the real one. Oh, I think it was the second time was the real one. And then we still had to call a third time because they hadn't come in time with the real
Yeah,
address.
some fortunate fuck up happened where it worked out for us.
Yeah,
I forget
think
the
we just
details of it,
We
but-
just confused them so much.
But
that
at one
we just
point we,
went on this path.
But I remember we called back. And I
Did
don't
you
know
get
who it
the
was, if it
food
was
for a
me.
better price because
got-
they kept messing
So
up?
we
Yes,
called
we
back.
did.
We called back, and at one point, and whatever happened, okay, well, we'll remake the pizzas and send it to you free of charge.
It was 2 pizzas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was two large
Free.
pizzas or something.
Absolutely free.
Did you try it again after that?
No, I think
We
it's
just got
the
lucky
only
that
time.
the stars aligned that night.
Yeah, because
Call Windsor Pizza back and give them the wrong address.
the delivery guy. I gave him the right address and they're gonna get it wrong. So
Yeah, that's true.
I should have got last week's pizza for discount.
Yeah, you probably
We
should.
didn't
Yeah,
offer
last
anything
week.
Last week.
You know what? Because we were waiting so long, I
Okay.
just got really drunk.
We're gonna have to drop them as a sponsor.
But yeah, I would have probably been up there, but so what? $10 fare? What do you think? What do you think?
You know where I've been? My new place is now. My brother actually introduced me to it, and he I used to have it all the time back in the day when I used to go to Charlie's. Is it
Pizza
ringing a
King?
bell? Yeah.
Nice.
And
What?
you know what? It is absolutely delicious.
Pizza
What?
King.
Pizza King.
Oh, Pizza King. You know what? We never think of that. It's
I don't
right.
think I've ever had it.
It's literally
I've
down the
never
street
had
from
that,
you, and it's a little more expensive, but it's worth it. It's so good.
I haven't had Pizza King in a.
They make these little like
Oh,
garlic
wow.
dough ball things. Like I don't know.
Dough
what that-
bones. Dough
that what
bones.
they're
Like the
called?
dough bats
Bones?
from Charlie's.
Well, you remember the
Oh.
dough bats from Charlie's?
Yeah, same thing.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
perfect drunk food.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
Those are
amazing
so
because
good.
it just absorbs the booze, so
Yeah.
you can drink more.
With the marinara sauce and the
Yeah,
ranch
you
dipping
have
sauce.
To do the marinara.
Call Windsor Pizza back and ask for a dough bat.
Charlie's
Pizza?
Pizza was
Can you
always
call
good
Pizza
when,
King
at the end
for
of the
us?
night.
Because it was
And
Pizza King.
Get them to call
Like, it's
Charlie's.
not like
for
it
us.
was
Charlie's from
in-house,
2005.
and that's why they always
Windsor
serve
Pizza.
so
Do you have an
late.
Alexa? Can you put that to the phone, please?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Right, because Pizza King was open till 2 a.m. So it's not like you're at the mercy of like the bar's kitchen. You were at the mercy of Pizza King, who happened to be open late. So right up until last call, you could get pizza. It was a brilliant idea, and they
We used to always just stop at 7-Eleven on the way back and get like nachos and
Yeah,
terrible
taquitos.
And those terrible burgers. And
7-Eleven has
but
tons of
they were
food
so
now.
good then.
7-Eleven has really good chicken.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they sold all that shit last time.
Yeah,
I
There's
was
a
there.
lot of
they went
shit now,
nuts.
man.
Yeah, they
they have
went
a lot of
kinda crazy with it.
responsibility if you work there. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's like, you
like-
want gas and I gotta make pizza and
Yeah,
chicken
would you like-
and fucking
yeah.
hot dogs and
Would you like gas
taquitos.
and lobster?
cigarettes and
Yeah.
Yeah, gas,
candy.
cigarettes, and lobster.
It's becoming like a mini Walmart.
Yeah, it really is, and they're
'cause
they're
you could buy-
it's the same thing because they're hiring less employees. It's exactly the
That
same.
don't know how to do their job.
No, yeah, that and
And not
like,
giving them full time.
it's insane
That's-
what
yeah.
they have to do. Like it really is. Like
Here-
the old school convenience stores where they just sit there, read a paper and shit. Like not there, man.
Those people work like 16 hours though.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Even for the sake of saying I own my own place, no, still wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No way. I can't be somewhere that I have to be for 16
Unless
hours.
it's
in a day.
attached to your house and you can just put the closed
Like the
for
old,
now sign.
Like the old
Yeah.
Take
or
naps
Fred's.
and stuff.
Did you ever go to Fred's? And
I always went to Fred's.
yeah, and they had like they lived upstairs and they had like the stairs. They'd come down in behind the counter
Yeah.
and shit. That was kind of cool.
I used to always go to Fred's.
Yeah, we used to go there a lot too.
It's still called Fred's. It's just new people.
Yeah,
I
it's just
think.
way different now. I go there once in a while, but now like maybe once a year or something. I'll happen to go.
Yeah, but
there.
my buddy lives like right around the corner on Norman there.
Oh, yeah.
So like if I need darts or something, I'll
Yeah.
just shoot over there.
Yeah.
Or I'll go up to the corner store right here, Terry's right there.
Oh yeah.
But depends which direction I'm coming from.
Pizza King.
Remember those Chevettes, man, with the big red
Yeah.
fucking
Crown on
crowns
top.
on
They still
them?
had those.
They were
still-
so.
They
Rosa
still had those up
still
until at least
does.
recently. Like I don't
Rosa
know, there might be
still does, dude.
Rosa
That's
still
it.
has the Chevettes.
Yeah.
I've seen a few
They
around,
definitely
Yeah, they're
do.
like a fucking ugly greeny blue with
Yeah,
red.
yeah, like a
Yeah.
teal. Yeah, they are brutal.
I
Those
think
cars
Pizza
are
King should have
dope.
just kept that up as long as possible. Just like
The crown.
Probably did. They
Yeah.
probably ran
Just
out
make a
of
modern one.
Yeah.
What would be the modern day Chevette?
Prius.
A Veo.
Maybe the Aveo. Yeah.
Not as reliable though. Like that. Those cars were.
Yeah, you
were
could beat them
great,
to
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't
well,
think I
obviously,
know. I
they
can't think
still
of
run.
any car that's-
1980 Rosa's
Yeah.
Pizza thing still kicking around the city in 2018.
It's
Yeah.
crazy how far we went in an Oveo.
Oh yeah.
Aveo.
Yeah,
Aveo.
I roughly calculated.
Oh, was
it
that
was
Tweety
about
Bird?
6,200 miles.
Jeez.
Almost 10,000 kilometers we did in that.
It
on that
does
trip.
have better
It did
space than a
10,000
fucking Chevette,
kilometers.
though.
3 over 6 foot dudes in that car.
Some
Yeah.
over 7.
Because Chevettes were part of the reason why I'm so claustrophobic, man. Like those back seats. Like I got pulled over once with my friends. He just got his license, and I was in the back of a Chevette. Awful place to be when you're like scared of cops and like you can't move, you can't get out, you can't do anything. Everything.
You're on a bench seat. you're not-
Everything's relying on the other people to let you out if they move. You know.
Man, there was a time leaving. I think it was Charlie's. I don't know if you were back there with me, but we were going to someone's house after the bar, and someone had like a hatchback type car like that, where like the whole like hatchback is like the window.
Yeah.
And there were so many of us that were trying to cram inside this one car.
Eagle Talon was like that.
2 of us volunteered to just like sit in the back. So like you're like weird science underneath that coffee table,
Looking at
like
the stars.
because it closes on you and the glass is like right there. So I can't remember who I was sharing. Was it you, Kale?
No.
Foggy
I can't
glass and
remember-
those,
I can't see
those
myself doing
lines.
that.
What are the-
I can't
what is that
remember
shit
who I was
called?
sharing the
Defrost.
trunk
Yeah,
with.
the defrost lines.
But we were both
Probably
just
George.
like this. I think we were facing
George
each
would always
other.
go in the trunk because he was smallest.
And I think I was just being adventurous, but Yeah, that was a time.
That would be awkward, laying beside a dude just staring at him in the face.
It was fun.
In the
We were
80s?
drunk.
In the moonlight.
In the 80s,
I knew
my
him
hockey
well.
coach would
Yeah.
pick us up in
Even
this,
better after.
Even better.
Even better
those,
after that.
you know those old school station wagons
Don't
with
get
like
a
the
boner.
wood,
Don't
the
get a
wood
boner.
sides? Like
Yeah,
they
the-
had like the wood. My hockey
those
coach
back.
used to pick us up in that. Like I shit you not. There'd be like 8 kids in this car, and then in the back where like the wagon part was, there was like seats that would come out. It was fucking crazy how many seats were in these old school station wagons, man.
Yeah.
Wow. But like you would have to. It was really weird.
Some of those
sitting in the
seatbelts,
back.
probably.
Yeah, that's true. How about school buses? Like, how come there was never belts?
Never,
Like that.
yeah.
That was weird.
There still isn't.
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna say
Why?
like, nothing's changed in
Everybody's-
those buses. Since
No,
then.
they're
everybody's-
just newer.
everybody's
of the
worried about
same-
They
CTs
probably
in
smell
football.
the same. That school
Yeah.
bus smell.
There was
Ah.
there
Everybody's worried
was
about CTs in football, and there's no seatbelts.
there was
School buses.
actually
Well, where's all the allergies coming from too in schools? When I was a kid,
Yeah.
like, now there's at least 10 kids in a-
vaccinations.
maybe
Sorry.
GMOs.
Cold.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
things people think are the responsible for it, but like I mean, even still, like,
The peanut allergy's insane.
well, and I know like a girl that's
Antibiotics.
a supply teacher for the public school board, and she told me there's like at least one autistic kid per classroom now.
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Easily.
an autistic kid
Is
when
it-
I was a
Easily.
kid.
Is it more? Is there more of them, or is it just diagnosed now? Like, you know,
Yeah,
20
how
years
do you
ago,
know?
was that
I
just-
don't. But
was
There's
that just,
way
you know what?
was
more.
I
that just
can-
the weird kid in class?
Way
Yeah,
more.
yeah. There's just
40,
the weird
50,
kid,
100
weird
years
kids
ago.
in class.
But that's
I don't know, I'm
that's where I want to interject. The problem with like the spectrum, I don't think they have a spectrum anymore, right? So like, there's tons of different forms of autism. You
There's
know?
people in history too that were obviously autistic, like
For sure.
Nikola Tesla and
I
Ted
honestly
Kaczynski
think
and-
I think majority of myself and my friends are probably on the spectrum somewhere if they research it. It's
most
crazy, but
well, and there's different branch offs of it too. But so
That's what
like,
I'm
it's
saying.
very early on in the knowledge of this thing. So like if this is autism in general, soon it's going to be like spreading off.
Yeah.
Super
into
autism.
These, different
I
things.
mean,
because like even with Jim's son, like
these
they
kids
don't-
are
they don't fully
genius,
know-
man.
They don't fully know, like to the extent that Jim's son has autism.
What exactly is it? Is it like an extra?
It's different for it varies.
No, I know.
There's-
I realize like the symptoms vary, but like, do they know anything of what's going on inside the body to cause it? Is it like another genome, or like is it?
I
Because
don't know. It's very.
I'm not
I've
even gonna
very
say what
early
I
on
think
in-
it is. 'cause
I've actually
Everybody
heard.
knows what you think it is.
I'll be murdered.
Is it
People
ISIS?
think that
a flat Earth.
It's ISIS.
no. People think that it's like the next step in our evolution. Like it's
Hey,
it's
you know,
it's
I heard
happening
a
with the
theory
DNA.
about that.
It is
I've read
interesting
about
though
that,
because the kids who have autism, so perhaps they look weird or they whatever, but in
Not all of them.
no,
but yeah.
but what I've learned is like some of the kids that can't interact and stuff, they're fucking like
'Cause they're on another
years
level.
ahead of
Yeah.
what we're thinking.
They don't communicate the same way that
It's
we do.
ridiculous how
So they
smart
probably
they are.
think we're all jacked up.
Right?
They're like,
that's
wow,
just
I'm
it.
in this like world with all these people that are
It's a
like.
Twilight Zone.
But I think that
caveman.
about I think that about most mental illness, like even with anxiety. Like,
I don't even call
is
it.
it a plague or is it like, am I blessed somehow? I don't know.
I don't think
I'm
it's
gonna
even-
go with it.
Is
Like,
it an illness though?
It could. I don't know.
We categorize it as one because that's what normal is. But what's normal
That's-
yeah.
In the Matrix, I don't know.
anymore? What's normal anymore? Who knows?
Yeah. But I don't know. Like I find like with the autism, like I have a lot of friends who have children with autism.
So do I. Yeah.
And it's blows my mind
Yeah.
when they express stories about how the kids do math or what they
Specific
even like
things,
space,
yeah.
like the shit they know. Like
Did you
I
ever see
didn't.
the autistic kid on?
I was burning ants as a kid. These kids are like seriously
like
smart.
I seen like a 6-year-old
Pizza.
just cranking Rubik's cubes off like they were going out of style and just.
Yeah, I peeled the
That's
stickers
what I call
off.
them.
and
So did I,
changed them.
man.
Yeah,
And
didn't-
I put those shits back on so perfect, nobody knew. I'm like, look,
You
I
know-
solved this.
It's actually funny. My buddy the other night told me, he said my kid, I think he's 13 or 12. He's like he destroyed a Rubik's cube, like just bam, like within under a minute. I'm like, how'd he do it? He's like, he said algorithms,
It is algorithms.
and I'm like, what the fuck's an algorithm? you know, like
Once you know
maybe
them,
it's cool to understand it, but to understand it, right? Like
You have to have
Wow.
you have to have a degree of a photographic memory. Even though it's in
Fuck.
front of you, you have to be able to have some kind of photographic memory to know what's on the back side of it, to know how to turn those things. I've watched like a lot of videos on
crazy.
figuring them out. So
those never made any sense to me.
people that have that
like
gift,
20
Zero
minutes and then
sense.
just get mad about life.
horrible
So do I,
game.
yeah, I just-
Let's return this.
I'll throw it off the wall, blow it
Yeah.
up. There, it's solved.
Do you see the guy who he makes pictures with Rubik's cubes? Have you seen? I saw him on like Ellen or something, and he
Like he just makes pictures while a Rubik's
he
Cube
he puts
watches
all
them?
these Rubik's cube,
watch
like
Ellen?
he does this thing, and then like when he flips them around, there's a like a picture
Of
in
a
the
Rubik's
colors.
Cube?
No, like he does like people and shit.
The Rubik's Cube.
Oh, with
paints the
Rubik's
picture?
Cube colors?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is wild.
Yeah,
So
or
he knows how to control every square, like
Yeah.
not just to match them.
yeah,
but
and
to,
he
like,
does other
make
shit
art
too.
out of
Like
it.
As a
yeah,
puzzle, yeah.
it's crazy.
Some people have too much time on their hands.
I've never. So have you solved one?
A Rubik's Cube?
Yeah.
No.
Have you?
I think
Me,
I've
no,
taken
I
the
have not.
stickers
I've never,
off.
So-
I've never
so,
even got,
like,
I've got,
we're-
maybe got one side. or
We're
something.
4 for
I
4
have.
here.
I have gotten like very close, and it's like usually the last like
Yeah,
5 or
I've got
6
close, but never.
that mess me up. Like,
Yeah, I've never really tried.
no,
No, I don't think so.
really?
I think that came out of MK Ultra.
Yeah,
Might have.
I
That's
think
probably
invented that.
logically
came from
what.
ISIS.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Trudeau's dad.
when I played the travel sports as a kid, we didn't have Game Boys and all that shit that the kids
Castro?
have now. Like,
Yeah.
so I would just be playing with a Rubik's Cube in the back seat or something.
Yeah.
And I've been close, but
No cigar, eh?
Yeah,
Usually-
same here, man.
usually I just end up going to bed in the back.
I end up
seat.
fucking up
It's
worse.
just- I get a
than, like,
headache
one or
and
Throw it
two
out
stressed
the
out.
years
Yeah.
left.
Where's your Rubik's Cube? It's in London. What? I got pissed off.
It's in the back of a truck going the other way.
Yeah. I was trying to get him to honk at me, and I accidentally let go of the Rubik's Cube out the window, accidentally on purpose, because I was
Have-
upset.
They got
Have you
off at
ever
exit
gone to,
331.
Any of those escape rooms?
No, I've never
Like,
had.
I want to,
friends
but I'm
that wanted
afraid
to
like
do
you're
it.
actually
I'm going
trapped
th-
and I'll freak the fuck
I'm
out.
going
and
this
just, like,
weekend.
puke or
Through the wall.
something, you know?
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm going this weekend.
Okay,
Which one?
I want to know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going for someone's birthday party.
It's like real.
it like
it's
Enigma
like
or you
Saw
don't know which
shit,
one you're
you
going
know?
to?
know
Just
what
the way
it's
they
It's like
I've
here's a
never been to
pool of
one.
needles. Find
I
the
got
key.
a buddy that goes around to all of them, and he loves it. Him and his wife.
Yeah.
You gotta get it.
Just
How long do you get?
3 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
And like then if you like get out, like there's certain
I'm
packages
hotboxing
as
in
far
there
as
for
like I
sure.
know that you can buy. So
Like
like,
the biggest one is they'll bury you 6 feet underground.
no, they
You gotta
are.
get out of that.
That's
No,
my
no,
fear,
no,
dude.
no.
Like it's
No.
like real shit. Like you're
Like, there's
handcuffed in a
nothing, you're in
straight
space.
jacket.
There's a package where like you could come out and say like
said,
just floating. You're not even in this craft or anything.
you
just like wake up and you're
hoverboards.
You're just orbiting the earth.
No, like they have like packages for stuff you can win, but the actual thing that you're gonna solve, it only changes once a month, so you wouldn't be able to go like 2 weeks in a row. You know what I mean?
Or you just go there and look badass.
Yeah. You could just go. Yeah, take someone. There you
Yeah.
go.
Impress all the chicks there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
make someone feel real
There's a
dumb.
key on
the
Like,
someone-
I have an idea.
Take-
we could do this,
Are
this,
there
this,
some
and this.
groupies?
We're out.
After your birthday party the following weekend, you could take someone on a date there, and then she would just think you're a genius.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, this is simple.
Just crank this light right here. This just brings us right into the study.
Yeah.
I imagine the combination is 4 digits. 4, 6, 4, 9.
Just off the top
Click.
of my head.
I'm having. Hold on. I'm having a vision.
Sneak the key into like her bra or something. Like it's in one of your tits.
Closer to the nipple. Yep.
That's
it,
brought to you
honey.
by @MeToo. Hashtag.
At me too.
Yeah.
You're adding a hashtag, or you're
No, I meant
hashtagging that?
hashtag #MeToo. I don't know what the fuck. I don't do any of that
Are
shit.
you
Did
tweeting
you,
on Instagram?
I'm so like I can't even handle the
You can't
future world, man. Like I have a hard enough time with Facebook, let alone Twitter and
I
Instagram.
think
And
Facebook is awful now.
oh, it is awful.
really-
The
It's got-
reason,
it's really
the
bad.
only reason I still keep it is because like the side business that I want to start,
Right.
I need to network people to.
I just
sell
want to
things
keep
to.
people like in the
So
states
it's
and
like
stuff
I
close.
have
you
to
know?
It's good
have-
for marketing, yeah. But
Right, that's
other than that. But
you know
that's
what?
kind
That's
of
what I
it's
think it's
become, too.
intentionally like supposed to be used
Yeah.
for, like, and not this garbage of people. Like the
Yeah.
negativity on there is unreal.
I know.
Have you checked out the thing where you go to like your
Anything on the
block
internet that
and
you
you
can
type
comment.
in "following me" and
No,
you see people following you?
no.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I did it this morning. Wow.
Facebook?
Some people
There's a
are
lot of
following
people
you that aren't
following-
even your friends.
Dude, there's tons, and they're all from other countries and shit.
Oh, they're trying to steal. They're trying to. I had a
some are
friend that
just
just
for-
had
It's-
his account jacked.
It's
by,
weird, and you have to like individually block. I did it about a year and a half ago.
Oh, seriously? So I shouldn't just let these people from random countries follow
No,
me?
trust me, you don't
That's
even know what you're
probably
talking
how you
about.
end up with
when
those
when you
random,
when you search it, it's insane. The list of people that are following you.
That's probably how you end up.
You're
with
like,
I've got,
who the
it
fuck
says
are
like
these people?
15.
That's probably how you end up with those random porn
Well,
star
that's
ads,
you got to
though,
go to
like
block. Kale, do it right now.
those
Do it.
chicks that
Do it.
we talked about it
Do it.
last time.
Steve.
I think Kale brought it up.
Pull up your Facebook, man. Check it out.
Those
I will later.
smoking hot chicks
Do
that want
it.
to be your friend, the
Oh,
random
yeah, yeah.
friend
Do
ads.
it.
Yeah, I still get those once in a while.
No, it's
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
it's
Facebook.
crazy.
It's probably
It's
that.
creepy.
Instagram, too.
I'm hardly on Facebook anymore, really. I use it just like if I have to talk to someone via Messenger,
Bangladesh girl
then that.
Like,
Did
she's
you know?
gorgeous.
I'm rarely on it, though.
The more you know, the NBC coming, you can have Facebook Messenger without having Facebook.
Yeah.
I did not know
I
this.
figured that.
I took a break from Facebook.
Well, they don't want to lose you.
I just
They want to keep track of you.
Hey, like part of the reason why I kept Facebook for a little while was just because like that was my means of conversation with some people. Like
Same here.
they don't want to
Yeah, me
text.
too.
Like they
Same
just want to
here,
be on
man.
Facebook Messenger all the time. It's like, well, I don't have a phone. All I do is use Messenger because I'm always on Wi-Fi. So I got rid of like my cell phone plan. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh, all
Yeah.
right.
Well,
So
like
I
we
can't
met
text
people in the
you.
States. That's how I keep in contact. You know.
Exactly, it's
I don't
free.
want to. I
It's
don't want
free
to
to
get rid
text
of it for that reason.
Right.
The rest is propaganda.
It's handy. And like the targeted advertising now,
Oh, it's insane.
it's very intrusive.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I was saying to these guys, I was looking for hot sauce when I started to,
And now
to
it's
go
all over your Facebook.
all
hot
over
sauce.
the exact
I've heard
hot sauce
stories
I
of
was
people just
looking
You
at.
talking
go on to
about shit.
Google hot
What
sauce.
the fuck?
You go on to-
Reaper squeezins.
You go on to
What?
YouTube, hot sauce reviews. And like,
It's crazy.
Half-naked models just bathing in hot sauce on.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I meant to ask this
Oh, your
question.
chatterbait.
I saw. Yeah, chatter. when
All
you
these girls shoving
like if you
barbecue
know
sauce
if you,
bottles up there.
if you know anyone who goes to like Pornhub, I don't personally,
Me
but you
neither.
might.
Porn MD.
What's
Me
that?
neither.
I
What's that?
heard they have like
Where?
a thing where it says share.
Oh, I don't know.
Does
I don't
someone
know.
do that? Is that a
Oh,
thing?
Oh, yeah.
There is a thing.
People share their
There
porn.
there is a share button on the porn.
There
sites.
is, but what-
Absolutely.
Does it share on
Why?
Facebook?
Yeah.
What the
There's
fuck?
an option. I don't know anybody that actually does share
Yeah,
porn.
why?
No, that's crazy.
But the
We should
option is
experiment with
there.
that tonight.
Maybe.
oh,
Share
God.
one and just
Did
see
you
what
see-
kind of reaction you get.
Yeah.
Did you see
Do
the
me a favor before you do that. Write down your amount of friends, and then in the morning see if
Yeah.
it's still the same.
Okay.
That's a good.
Well,
That's a
Did you
good
see the
test.
Pornhub April Fool's joke last year? Where it was like I forget what it was. Like if you're on the site, it would automatically take you to like a page or something. It was just like it was something about like their new feature that automatically shares it to your social media. It's like thanks for trying our new program or whatever.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Oh my God.
It, like obviously didn't, but
Oh.
What you were searching?
yeah, yeah,
You know what? Have you ever been on that Porn MD one?
yeah.
You know how you can
No.
see.
What is that?
Don't worry about it.
I mean,
But anyway,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know
legit not
Chatterbait
know?
either.
I legit, as long as there's no other follow-up questions,
no, there's no follow. You legit have not been on Porn MD.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
We're
heard
all
about.
clueless.
Anyway, I heard about it on Drew and Mike.
Never
Yeah.
been there.
This fucking ass. He's the laptop's got it on the mark right there. But have you ever actually
my laptop.
for
And
And yes,
I've heard that it doesn't always find some things. That's people are look. I almost
that
said
depends,
me, but
that
someone
depends
else
what you're searching
is
for,
looking
you
for.
sicko. But
No, no,
it's
no.
always found everything that.
depends how specific you get.
But there's a live search button. Did you know that?
What?
You can click on live.
I've never been there.
You can see.
Yeah.
But
you
did
can see
you-
what other people are searching.
You can see what people are searching and watch it.
Well, I've
Is
seen
this
like
the
list.
dark
I've seen
web?
lists of like what's
No, this is
popular.
just fucking Porn MD. Like I heard about this on Drew or Dave and Chuck the Freak. So that's how I heard about this website.
Yeah.
So what they were doing every morning on their like morning show was they were going on the Porn MD and they were just laughing at the most random, like the things that people were searching for makes me feel normal.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Because
Right.
I
There's
would
a lot
ass-
of things that make me feel.
I would
normal.
assume whatever.
Very specific.
Yeah, that's
some
what I was gonna
people.
say. It would have to be specific by what, like the weird. In order to get weird, it has to get
Specific.
Specific. You know, like the.
It gets personal.
What will the average
No, it
person?
gets like he's trying to
mean,
put himself in a situation by how much detail that
Right.
he's typing in.
Like,
Yeah.
what would be one of the more basic searches, like just blondes, you know, or
Yeah.
big tits,
Yeah.
you know, just something
Big
basic.
shit
Domination.
blondes. That's going
Fucking
too far.
mouth breather, knuckle dragger.
Lesbian.
Oh, blonde.
Big
Blonde
boobs.
bimbos.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Biggins.
Assholes.
doggy style probably. is
Yeah,
it?
but like, there's that side of the spectrum,
Yes.
and then it gets more and more and more and more to like names, which, you know, that's
It gets to
that's where I'm about.
specific.
Names.
Like Fantasyland, like
And then,
girl
like,
shows up at my
and
house
See,
it's
that's
and
the difference
Yeah,
between me
specific.
and you.
erotically takes my
I
pants off.
prefer like
Cuckold comes in between toe web on a Sunday afternoon
no, but
while wearing
people
a white
do
dress and pink lipstick, and
eating
Wow.
a
it
ketchup
just keeps
lollipop.
getting more and
I
more.
thought you'd
Yeah.
never been there.
I hear. I've heard.
Okay, you heard it. Yeah,
so
yeah.
so they say.
I've heard.
People are talking about.
I've
People are
heard.
saying things.
It's people around the water bottle at
Yeah.
lunch.
I like the
there.
no-name amateur stuff that feels like it's.
The first
POV.
time.
It
Are you
just
talking
feels-
about allure, amateur allure, like the
No, like
the glistening
guy-
eyes and
This,
stuff?
this guy knows like names of like professionals and
I've
stuff.
heard that. I've heard that about someone.
About Steve.
I'm a names
Maybe.
Guy. I'm a names guy.
He knows
Yeah.
the names.
The
I don't. I
names
couldn't
guy.
Well,
tell you one.
he taught me August Ames. God rest her soul. I didn't know, but he like embedded her name in my head. So
Well, yeah.
He always works that into every
Previously.
episode. Now, just
Well, it was like a
Memoriam,
year
yeah,
ago. Or
August
something.
Ames.
August Picard. Everyone Google August Picard.
Spell it.
It's not a porn star.
P-I-C-A-R-D.
Yeah, like Captain Picard. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
all right.
Google
so,
him in the flat Earth. Your brother might be interested.
There we go.
So guys, I gotta get to something now. I gotta get to something. Last week, did you listen to the episode?
No, I didn't.
Okay, thanks for listening.
You're welcome.
So on last week's episode,
You didn't have an episode last week. You posted one.
2 weeks ago, episode,
Okay.
I had this problem with a bunch of bananas that I bought from the grocery store
All right.
from Guatemala,
Okay.
and they were green.
How do you know they were from Guatemala?
'cause
Sticker says it.
Sticker right
Okay.
up, right up.
All right.
Hecho and Guatemala.
Okay.
So
Are you a food basics shopper?
We covered it.
no, I'm not gonna mention the name. I'm not gonna mention the
Okay.
name. But these bananas, this bushel, bunch.
Bushel.
I think it's a bunch.
Bushel.
Flock.
No, it's a bushel.
I think it's a bunch, but
bunch?
bushel also seems right.
No, bushel is those big wooden things that like you can buy like apples in apple season. That's a bushel.
My
Right,
guess
so we're
is they're
talking a
still
bunch
You're a
now.
bunch.
they're
Murder.
still green as fuck, right?
So I had this bunch for
I think they
for a
might be
couple weeks, and they just
plantains.
wouldn't turn yellow.
Okay.
They stayed green for quite some time.
Were they cold?
No, they were room temperature. Where
You do know I'm
bananas
a
are.
produce expert, right?
Are you really?
I worked in produce for almost 10 years.
Well, we have the follow up
Oh, wow.
tonight.
okay.
We have the
Well,
follow
we
up.
have
so
an
you
expert here.
you
Is this why
could
you brought him on?
possibly let us
It's
know
not-
if
this why
they're
you brought
not
him in?
bananas.
What?
I could.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
because I'm beginning to think
Senior
they're not.
banana
But even
correspondent.
plantains, don't they ripen?
Plantains do ripen, but they don't ripen yellow. They ripen black.
Okay, but isn't it
okay.
true?
Okay.
I heard from a couple people that if I
joke in there
threw,
somewhere.
if I threw this bunch into the bag
Dark bag.
with a couple apples, with a brown bag,
no apples. Just
well,
a brown bag.
I tried two.
Make them sweat. Okay.
Put them in the brown bag for a couple days, and
Yes.
they would turn yellow.
Yes.
Well, I just so happened to have those bananas.
And is it in your washer?
Yes, it is.
That's like a year ago
in
now.
my
Like
dryer.
they're green
You
as fuck.
put them in the dryer for 30 minutes?
They've got to be. I don't know what the fuck they are. But if you're the produce guy,
I am
it's
the
great
produce-
that you're here. This is
I am the
awesome.
produce guy.
Because this is like 3.5
Look at what it
weeks
did.
later.
Oh, shit.
Look at what it did.
Get out of
They
town.
are yellow.
Yes,
Yellow
they are.
banana.
What in the hell?
What color? What color is that, Brian
in red,
Vance?
in red
That is
means where the
very
fuck did
yellow.
you get that banana?
Briggles? What color is that?
What the fuck?
Let
Kale?
me see them.
They look
Kale-
blue
That's
underneath.
yellow,
color is
but
that?
Let me dissect.
did you eat one? Because I don't know if I trust it.
People, I'm
you see this?
absolutely joking. These are them.
Oh,
These,
okay.
these are them. That's a new bunch right there. Those are still them.
So
No,
are those bananas?
those
or
are decaying.
plantains?
They
Yeah,
Because those are
You got a
small
lot
too.
of bananas.
yeah.
These are still green.
Yes, they are still green
So-
and rotting now. So
They
What-
are rotting at
what
green.
we got from the banana expert.
These are 100% not plantain.
Okay.
Yes, but listen,
Good to
here it
know.
is. Here it
Do
is.
you want my opinion before the experts?
I don't know.
Because my
This
opinion,
expert's Guatemalan himself.
but my opinion might match up and it'll make me look intelligent.
I think you are the expert.
let's hear yours.
Go for it.
George is
go for it.
just from Guatemala. I
So-
think you worked in produce.
I can tell you without a doubt, with 100% accuracy, what happened to these bananas.
By the way, those are yours to take home.
I don't divulge in the bananas.
Well, take them anyway.
Um,
Give them to your mom.
This is what happened to these bananas. During transport, they froze.
Is that it?
That is it.
I was
This is-
I did
this is-
mention that theory.
This is
actually.
what happens.
I was expecting everything right here.
No, that's unbelievably bullshit. This
Whoa, from a white man.
This is a white man that worked in produce for 10 years. And these bananas froze in transport, and that's why they did this. Have you ever had a peach?
Is that also
And it
freeze
was-
the ripening process?
It will
Like
totally,
soft in the
it will
middle and
totally
green
mess
on the
up the
outside?
oxygenate.
Makes sense, yeah.
Oxidization process.
Okay.
If they were frozen. Same with peaches. You ever had a peach that was like really nice firm on the outside? You bite into it, and right beside the pit, it's all brown and bruised, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had that happen?
Oh yeah.
That means it was frozen. There's a lot of things that will happen to produce when it freezes, and that's very bad. Very bad.
Well, may I read now the
Let me read the explanation.
the explanation
And I
that
will cut
we
it
got
up.
from
he just
good
had those in
friend.
his washing machine.
We just dryer.
Oh, your dryer. Okay.
No, it is the washing machine.
Okay,
Sorry,
I was gonna say,
you're
yeah, your
right.
dryer.
Yes, you were
What
right.
the fuck?
So from good friend to the show, George Silva, he wrote in after he listened to
Caller from Edmonton.
our caller from Edmonton, Jorge S. He mailed us in saying, regarding the bananas that didn't ripen, it could be because the bananas were picked too early. Since the bananas travel far from Guatemala to Canada, growers pick them early so they ripen during the trip. Sometimes they are picked too early. That happens often with plantains, actually. I never buy plantains if they are totally green.
Does he cook with bananas?
I have never had that problem with bananas, though.
The only reason
with fruit.
the only
Eh,
reason
so-
to buy plantains is to cook with them.
So then I ask.
Anybody who eats a plantain is creepy.
He probably does.
So then I ask. I say, how much longer? And he says, they may never ripen.
They will never ripen because they were frozen.
So
Well, we'll have you two on to debate this one
We
day.
can debate it. I'll bust.
hey, I don't know. I don't know any better.
It's a
But,
I will-
4.5 hour podcast.
I will hammer out.
I did.
But I've
I
had-
did
I've had
mention that
these
because I
fucking
had some
bananas for a
frozen stuff
month
at my
now,
house
and-
too.
I will come with the science.
you'll come with the science.
I will come with the science.
And also, what happens on the flat Earth is that
Stays on the flat
certain
Earth
bananas
until it
won't
rolls off.
ripen.
How come bananas are curved and not
Yeah, that's
straight?
true. They are curved.
Do, 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 do.
Are
Yeah.
they though?
Okay,
Or is that
I'm
just-
wrong.
They're just-
I don't.
or do you just have fisheye lenses on?
Yeah, it's all fisheye. Yeah, my eyes are fisheye. Oh my god, I can see the horizon in this place. Crazy. So I should just probably throw those bananas away.
I'm going to. I just wanted to have this
Yeah.
little nice setup. For the listeners
You
who
can't
didn't
even
get
make
what happened,
bread or nothing out of
at
those.
first I brought out yellow bananas, making everybody think that they had actually worked and turned yellow.
In the
Everyone was
you did.
impressed.
I was impressed.
so my
yeah.
little goof actually proved to be
I was
super
not
good.
impressed
I
because
was-
I had
I
not
was
seen
straight
these
up
prior because I would
confused.
have called immediately that they had been frozen.
And then I said no, not really, and I.
But they're
pulled
very
out the
small too,
original.
right? They're kind of weird, like
because
tiny
they're
bananas.
wilting away.
Are you gonna bring them back?
They were froze.
Yeah, I got the receipt.
Complain?
Yeah,
Do you know what?
I got these a month ago.
$1.89. Yeah, yeah.
Got the receipt right here.
Still not ripe yet.
I bought these in the summer and they're.
Listen
rotten.
here,
What's-
see,
what's
these
up with
bananas
that?
You know
are
what,
green,
though,
eh?
Stevie?
What?
You can make banana bread.
I'm gonna give George a little bit of credit here because the girth,
Oh, here we go, science.
The
the
girth.
girth of
Oh,
these
shit.
bananas is not where it should be. So
That's what I was just thinking. like-
before I discredit his theory, I might have to look into if they were picked too early.
and frozen, possibly though.
They could have had both.
Yeah,
Let's
because
go
we
with
had
both.
a fuck of weather back.
They
then.
were
We
premature.
have had a fuck of
Plus, somebody
weather,
probably
yes.
pissed on them.
They were prematurely picked and they were frozen. We'll go with both. Double whammy.
Could happen.
Double donger on those ones.
Double dong. So we got a double donger from Dr. Vance.
From frozen.
Because
and
I think
Frozen
you're
double
right
dogger.
because you're saying they won't ripen if they've been frozen.
they will not.
Now, even if they were
George's is a
picked early, I
premature
would imagine
double
they would
dogger.
do a little more than what they
Premature
did.
versus frozen.
So the whammy,
I think it is the whammy.
I think so too.
I'll go with the whammy.
I will too.
Only because of the girth of the banana.
Right.
I've never seen bananas with this kind of girth.
Can we talk about girth of bananas every week?
Yeah. What else
Okay.
do you got to say right now?
Not much. You put me on the spot.
Okay.
I'll think
But
about it and get back to you
you
next
seriously
week.
did have me on that ripened banana shit.
I know.
Like, what the fuck? I
It
kept
went over
saying-
better than I thought it was going to.
You didn't remember that there was
I should
5
have
and
known
not
though
4?
because they were much smaller. Like
The girth. They didn't
Yeah.
get girth.
They weren't
in that-
girthy.
They didn't get girth in that plastic bag or paper bag, whatever you
Yeah.
put them in.
those are much longer too.
I actually did put them in a brown paper bag though with a couple apples for a couple days. It
I don't know what was.
did very little.
I've never heard of the apple thing, but I have heard of the paper bag.
I've never heard of bananas not ripening. Just
If you put celery in it, if you put celery in there, it'll make them moist.
they're like Peter Pan bananas. They just refuse to grow up, you know?
Yeah. And they're like,
One's Michael Jackson.
I've ate so
Not
much
girthy.
celery this week. It's ridiculous. Dude.
they
Like,
got the
I
length,
lost
but
it.
not the girth.
Yeah, well, come on.
Heard
Enough
that
about the
before.
girth.
Heard that before.
Just saying. That's what makes
talking,
me
talking Twizzler here.
think that George has a good
What
point.
would you rather have though? Like
I don't have experience.
a lengthy, non-girthy, or a girthy, short banana?
Somewhere in between.
That's what I was thinking too. Okay, we're good.
I like the. I like.
Steve, what kind of banana do you prefer?
You'll get my answer when we return.
I don't eat bananas.
That's why I don't like mushrooms, seafood, a lot of things. I'm a texture picky eater.
I'm like that too. Like
It's not so-
mushrooms is the main one.
Yeah, that's slime. It's
Yeah, I
like
can't.
it's like when you see at a stag and doe, like when the bride and groom eat a goldfish. That's all I can think of when I'm eating mushrooms. It's like that's nasty.
Yeah.
When the hell in a wedding does a bride and groom eat a goldfish?
At their stag and doe,
Really?
at the end of the night. That's like tradition. You never seen that?
No.
I guess I've never been to a stag and doe.
They gotta chew like a goldfish or something.
I will be having a Jack and Jill then.
Is
I-
that like
that's
the wedding
what it
from
was.
South Park, the royal wedding?
Jack and
Where he has
Jill,
to, like,
whatever the hell. it
dip
was.
his arm in pudding and then. As is tradition.
You've never seen the goldfish tradition?
No.
No, I've
I don't
never
think
been to
I've-
a stag and
Yeah,
doe,
me-
apparently.
Me either.
You must have.
I've done a pretty good job avoiding them
Yeah.
all my life.
Good for you.
People have learned not to invite me to stuff.
It's a good point. I get dragged. Half the time I don't even know the people.
Local man ruins everything.
Hey, you want to go drink your face off for $20? All right.
I remember when me and
And
Kale,
food? Yeah.
me and Kale used to go out all the time. We were inseparable. Like Chubby Pickle, you know, it would just always be.
Yeah,
me and him.
Slavic and I used to run into you guys there all the time.
And then one day Kale just, you know, he didn't have the bar bug anymore, and then after a while it just like nah, and then after a while I just stopped asking him. Just, like, found other people.
That guy, you
I
found like
moved
Eddie Lee
on.
guy.
With each passing year of my life, the more I want to stay home.
Yeah.
I kind of
It's
get
so
it now.
easy.
It is, and
You
it's
know?
like this is yours. You pay for this space. This is like nobody can come in here, and
Yeah.
like it's just comfortable.
Yeah.
And really, all
what
we're
you
trying
want.
to do is bring someone back there. So
Don't get me wrong. I do still
Finish
like
your
going
pizza.
out, but definitely not near as much.
Maybe 2 times a month now to the.
Once in a while is all right, but I don't want it before.
I
go,
do
but
like-
then once I do, you know, I have a good time. But
I'll
Yeah.
literally go out like once every
Depends.
2 months now.
yeah, not
Max.
even that. Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm at home working on my hobbies, hanging out with the dog. I don't know, going on terrible dates.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
It's not a soft spot. Did you
There's
read it
real-
on my face?
There's real hate in that.
Yeah.
Real hate.
It's awful. It's bad.
Well, I mean, and this is, you know, something that I actually wanted to talk about, you know, because I'm in this place in my life where it's just,
It's time.
I don't know.
Is it time?
I don't
Are you willing to open your world up for somebody?
know.
like Dave Matthews. Oh no, forget it.
Show your world.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was
exactly.
the opposite. But yeah.
I mean, because like right before I moved in here, I came out of a pretty terrible relationship.
Yep.
And
Is that with the person I knew?
No.
There was someone else. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yep.
What's her full name?
Bluff Blunter.
No, I know who you're
What is
talking
her
about.
address?
Yeah. Came out of that relationship.
Well, I know it only narrows it down to like 30 people.
And then I think I talked about that one date that I had when I first moved in here. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on here about the girl, just the date from hell. Just she shut me down every time I tried talking, and
I think so, yeah.
she's like, nobody cares. Like when she asked me a question, I'd go to answer it, and she just cut me off. She's like, nobody cares.
Was she attractive?
She actually said that? Nobody cares?
Yeah, I think she was trying to be playful, but at that point in the date where I knew I was never going to see this person.
Did you do it to
ever
her?
again.
Because that would have been great.
What's that?
She's like, well, nobody cares. Let's give it right back.
Well, it was great. I kind of got my redemption. I'm pretty sure I talked about it on the show, so whoever's already heard the story, I apologize. But, so we're the date's winding down. We're at the Manchester, and by the way, do not have a first date at the fucking Manchester.
No.
Because they have live music and you can't hear each other talk anyway. Anywhere you go in that fucking place.
You're kind of just staring at each other.
Right, and this was our first and only date. Spoilers ahead. So it's winding down. We're getting ready to leave, and so we're gonna go get some food afterwards. We go to Simon's. So like as I'm finishing up my beer because she had a beer and then just sat there for the rest of the time.
Didn't want another one?
I guess not.
Okay.
Whatever. So I ask her. I tell her what I'm gonna get.
What was your vibe heading into this point?
Pretty positive because like we were talking for about a week, just like
Prior, like some
Right.
commonality that was good, and
Right. So we're getting ready to leave, and I tell her what I'm getting, and then I ask her what she's getting. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get poutine without cheese."
So fries and gravy.
You're kidding, right? She seriously
You haven't
said
heard
that?
the story?
No.
I remember the story now.
Oh my God.
So,
Clicked
but
in.
every
Wow.
time I tell someone the story, they finish it with the
Wow.
way that you just finished it.
Right.
This is what I say to her. I said the exact same thing. Like, oh, so a fries and gravy? She's like, no. And then, like, I don't even remember the explanation, but just the way she explained it took me down all these curvy hallways that I didn't even really care to argue.
Oh,
So, like, I think I even was like, oh, okay. Like, she had convinced me that it's not just French fries and gravy.
Oh God.
So
Was she a wizard?
So we go to Simon's.
Oh, master
I
manipulator.
I order first. My burger and fries. Probably.
Were you still downtown at that
Still
Simon's, or did you come to
still
this
downtown.
one? Okay.
Yeah, walking distance within Manchester. And so I order my shits, the classic Steve burger,
Yeah.
French fries.
They have a Steve burger?
Yes, yes.
Is it Harvey's?
Is that you?
Way to go,
Is it for you?
Steve.
She goes to the counter. She orders a poutine minus the cheese.
Oh God, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. The guy behind the counter says, "So fries and gravy."
The girl behind the counter.
Yes.
And I start laughing and laughing. There's no one else in this place. We're the only two. So, like, my laughter and my stomping is all echoing throughout the whole place.
No.
I'm clapping my hands. I'm laughing.
At this point, you know you're not getting laid.
I didn't want to. I couldn't wait to drive her the fuck home
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it was just so terrible.
Oh, that's the worst feeling when you don't want to be a dick.
So
and
how did
you
she
already
react
know?
to that, though?
I don't know because I was too busy clapping and laughing and just spinning around, stomping my feet.
Like,
at
can
the
you-
girl
can
behind-
you
I wanted to take the girl out behind the counter after that.
Can you at least,
That'd be
like,
awesome.
do you
You just
do you
high-five
remember,
and
like,
just leave, yeah.
Just exchange.
do you
gives
have
her
any of
her
her
apron.
points to why it was different than just fries?
No, but the only thing I do
It wasn't worth
remember,
retaining.
Can we call her on, like, live?
the only
and
thing
ask
that I
her?
do remember
I'm
is that the
curious.
way that she
call her?
began
Love it.
to justify it, she rolled her eyes up in her head and she did like a long huff, like I wasn't the first one to ever say
She
this
has
to
to
her.
explain this every time.
Yeah, exactly. You could tell she was just
Because
like,
it's not like
this is
they
the
use
umpteenth
different gravy
time.
or something. They don't have special gravy.
No. But at this point, you would think that she would just save her own opinion instead of explaining all the time and just go with what everyone else says. Just why do you have to be a difficult bitch?
I realize
There's
she's
so
insane.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you're a nut job. Like just
You're ordering a poutine without cheese.
And if she
A
believes
poutine
it, there's
without
a whole
cheese
nother
is French
problem.
fries and gravy. Just say French fries and gravy.
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you know, and then you
To
know
be
what?
fair,
If you want to
Purolator
make a
also.
stupid asshole comment, once you get it, be like, "Oh, if I added cheese, this would be a poutine."
Oh my god, I'd throw my burger in her face.
No, they cook them differently, and it's different. No,
But
it's
like
not.
we ate it
No.
there,
No,
and then I knew as soon as we were done eating, it was time to drive her home. So like I ate that burger in
Wolf
record
job.
time.
You should have on the way home. You should have been
Record
like, "Did you want to
fucking
grab a
time.
poutine without
Did you say, "How's your
cheese?"
poutine?"
Oh my god.
That's awful.
So anyway, after that date,
Did you ghost her? How'd that go?
I texted her the next day, and I said, "Well, to be honest, there just wasn't that spark that I was hoping for." You know, trying to be
Fair.
It was honest. You know, trying to be as honest as possible.
It's fair.
She texts back like a laugh or an LOL or something. All you men are the same. Well, good luck in life or something like that. And I was just like,
Well, clearly she's looking for women.
Did you
so-
participate, or did you let it ride at
I
that?
let it, and that was it. That
Good
was
for you,
that
man.
Was that
I
was
w-
the last message.
Shit, I need to learn that.
I
skill,
know,
I would've
like I'm
teed
bad
off.
at it too. When it comes to like
Yeah, I
Trump
would
debates or
probably wanna
something,
tee off,
I just
too.
I would
can't.
have teed off.
How are we the same?
I would have been like,
Because we believe
Excuse me,
poutine.
bitch? You think fries and gravy is poutine without cheese?
What the
Which it is,
fuck?
but you don't have to order it that
Dude,
way.
I just hope you don't feel bad about that date because
still on your
that
Facebook?
clearly has nothing to do with
she gonna
you,
hear this?
dude.
She never was. She never was. She
This
never-
has
never
nothing
got
to
that
do
far.
with anything you or any of your friends or anyone you've ever encountered.
Yeah.
This is all on her, man. Like, wow.
So,
But leading up to this date, the night, the day of the
I
date.
have more questions.
Okay.
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm about to go off.
How did you meet her?
You know,
Were you dabbling?
Internet?
I was dabbling.
Were you dabbling on a yellow,
No,
a red,
no.
the turquoise one?
I was dabbling.
Dabbling on the turquoise one?
I was dabbling.
Was it free?
Yeah,
It was a free dabble?
I would never pay to dabble.
I tried.
Chatterbait's a free dabble unless you want to dibble.
If you're dabbling.
And if you're
yourself.
dabbling, it's
you
free.
more dibble than dabble on
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
No, I mean,
You gather?
if you pay,
Come
the
hither.
quality's a little better.
I'm never paying. I'll be too conspiracy theory like if I'm paying.
I tried.
What do you mean? You get like hotter chicks if you pay?
No, they're just more serious about dating.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
They're a little,
Or they've been on there longer.
Talking about dating sites or
Are they
prostitutes?
serious about
I
poutine?
thought I was talking about dating sites.
Little
I
column.
wasn't sure where we were
column
going
B.
with that one.
I'm still fucking like completely in shock that this chick.
Ordered a poutine without.
Poutine without the cheese, the French
second
fries
round.
and fucking gravy.
Yeah, man. Like, wow. That's the fucking funniest thing I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's almost something that, like, I know you're not a liar. So
no, you can't even make
I
that
trust
up,
you,
man.
but
That's-
yeah, like that's something
You
that
talking about me or her?
no, you.
Okay.
I know you don't like.
no. This was.
You would have no reason to lie about that
Man.
or think of that, but it sounds like a lie. It sounds like some stupid ass
No,
drunk
I
person.
wouldn't wait.
Sure.
I wouldn't waste your. I wouldn't waste anybody's
Of
time.
course,
with a lie
but
like
and
that.
I know you well enough to know you wouldn't
But you
do
know,
that.
a date from hell makes a great fucking story.
Always.
A great fucking like the story that you said off air that I
No.
wish you would repeat.
No, I will not repeat that
Okay.
one.
That
one's embarrassing.
Can I lie to people
But
about
I
that
could.
story? Can I be like, yeah, one time I went on this
happened to
date
you?
before I met
You're
Tara,
gonna. You're gonna. I'm gonna have
and
to
this
see some
girl
kickback.
was
You can buy,
like,
yeah, you can buy
hey
it
man,
off
I want a poutine but without cheese.
$45.
And I was like, I said, bitch.
Yeah, 40. Brigham for $45. You can
$45?
have the story.
Yeah?
You can tell people.
That's
And it won't be mine anymore. I won't be allowed
that's
to say it
fucking
legally.
fantastic. How long ago was this?
Well, it was when I first moved in here, so going on
A year?
just past 3 years.
Okay.
Oh, you've been here
you-
3 years?
Yeah.
Do you think since
September
then,
will be 4.
since then,
shit.
she's like, I don't know, smoked DMT or something and realized her ways? Like, she just like,
I don't know.
oh my
You have to
god,
do 6
it
hits of
is
acid to
fries and
figure out-
gravy.
figure out this story. Yes.
Oh, I just had an epiphany.
This makes so much more sense.
Oh! This is a great poutine without the cheese.
Poutine is just fries, gravy, and
Fries and
cheese.
gravy.
So without the cheese, it's fries and gravy.
That's just wow.
Holy
Yeah. So,
fuck.
but the day.
I want to meet this
She's
girl.
on a mountain in Tibet somewhere.
Okay, wait a sec though. I still have more questions before you tee off on this one.
Okay.
Prior
Years later.
to the poutine ordeal, was there anything else before that point where you're like, it's not gonna work?
Yeah, because that was when she got comfortable enough with me in person that she thought she was being, cute or whatever, but she would ask me a question and then I would answer it, and then I'm 3 words deep and she would just cut me off and she'd be like, no one cares.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. How about
She was younger.
Imagine
too,
after
man.
3
She
years
was
of that.
younger.
how much younger?
Probably, I don't know, maybe 9 years.
I have this belief that once people are 25, everyone's the same. So it's not like,
You would hope.
I mean, they're an adult and they kind of have their direction in life by 25, 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
The
They say,
brain's fully
psychologically
brain's fully
speaking,
developed,
with
yeah.
science, they say that.
Hey,
around-
wait. Nobody cares.
Oh!
I'm fucking with you.
Taking
Oh
the
my
cheese off
God.
your poutine, motherfucker.
I just wanted to try that. I wanted to try that just to see
I'll give
how fucking asshole that was.
That was
You know
good.
what I mean?
That
That's
was-
To
ridiculous.
feel the manipulation.
You fucking ruined my whole
Ladies
train
and-
of thought.
I'm
Ladies
so
and
sorry.
I'm a
gentlemen,
little
Brigham is now
irritated
down
right
to
now.
1 strike.
I am so sorry. I cannot comprehend that.
He has had a full
Nobody
strike
cares.
removed.
I hope no one cares what I'm saying, but wow. You're right. Wow.
Yeah,
but
man.
What a fucking
man, that is
horrible
irritating.
date.
You have any more questions?
Yes.
Okay.
What was I saying? Yeah, at 25, psychologically and scientifically speaking, they say that's when people change for their last time.
Can you put that in
And
the
your
form of
brain's-
a question?
Your brain's fully developed.
Your brain,
By then,
yeah,
right?
and you know who
you're
you
not-
are.
your brain's
So,
not fully
okay,
developed at
Is it the
20.
same for both male and female?
yes,
Yeah.
psychologically, that's just what they teach.
It's just like in grade school, females develop they
Puberty.
I think I got
Faster than
that at
males.
well,
30.
mature brain-wise.
I was a little
yeah,
late.
yeah, yep. And then so by 25, you're on a level playing field, and that's supposedly who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, people go through traumas and changes after that,
Absolutely,
obviously.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
rate her
interesting.
picture prior to meeting her.
We're rating it.
Give me a rating out of 10 of what you honest to God thought of her looking at her pictures.
See, this is why this is tricky, because I've never really known the scale.
1 to 10.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah,
I don't know.
it's pretty simple.
Was she pretty?
Yeah.
No, but did
Just opinion.
rank her? Okay, rank her
Get off
up.
my back.
Okay, so if your hottest girlfriend that you had to date before her was a 10, what was she? Compare her to that girl in your head. I'm not gonna ask you for an answer of who your hottest girlfriend was.
Does the fact that she was a moron take off points?
No.
Okay.
This is just before you
looking
know
at pictures,
anything
right?
about her.
This is just on the surface.
Just on the surface of pictures. Because after that, you're gonna answer the reality.
6 or 7, maybe.
On a picture, that's how you were feeling going into it.
Yeah.
And then when you seen her in person, were you still
Try
at the
that.
same scale?
It went down a notch.
Did it?
Yeah.
Usually does, man.
And it wasn't anything really superficial. It's just I don't know, in person, I don't know if it was her whole demeanor, her aura, whatever. I'm
I'm sure the personality came into
Yeah,
effect quickly.
maybe that's
Did
it.
she look like her picture though?
Yeah, but it's always weird because
Some weird angle.
You always get those
You
weird
avoid
angles.
those ones.
Yeah.
The above
Yeah.
45 you avoid because that angle takes away about 50 pounds.
Oh, for sure it does. It's great angles.
I'm experienced.
Yeah,
Trust me.
yeah.
The
I don't
above-
even know what you guys are talking about. That's the sad part.
online
I
dating
have no idea.
selfies. If they're taken above the head on a downward 45,
Yeah, no, I know that about Facebook.
yeah, that
and
takes
stuff,
about
right, yeah.
50 pounds off.
It's like wow, cleavage, but
100%.
you're missing the whole package.
100%. And then chicks
Wow.
that just do face selfies and no bodies, 100% they're well overweight.
Someone told me yesterday that you can have something on your. You don't have to use Tinder to have it as an app. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'd be murdered if it was just on my fucking Apple.
randomly.
You know, there, I'd be dead. So no, I'm not. But I have no idea. This is all new to me.
I guess it's less traumatizing than Grindr.
I don't.
Is that the
Is that
one for
Darren
same
McCarty? He
sex?
just comes to your house.
What's that?
Darren McCarty.
His band.
What?
Just sets up in your living room.
No, it's a poutine without cheese.
You're getting all oiled up in the bathroom. You
I
come
said
out,
that-
a band's playing. Like, oh, grinder.
I said to Kayla,
I'm an idiot.
I would be inclined to tell her poutine without cheese is actually called a blowjob.
Yeah. Well, why don't you blow me and I'll tell you the answer.
So this is the kind of stuff. These are the problems that I'm running into. But it's these existential questions about like, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? Like the day of that date that I just described, I stopped at my brother's.
Okay.
And I told him that I was going on this date. And he says, "Oh, that's too bad, because I was actually looking to set you up with a friend of mine." Shows me her pictures, and then I'm just like, well, I don't
Know what's going to happen here.
yeah, but I saw her pictures. I'm just like, well, I don't want to go on this date tonight now. Like, let's pursue this. So, like, that date.
Oh, so you had, like, in your head, you've already had, like, a, fuck this bitch. Like, JP wants to set me up with.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but it sounds like she didn't get too far into this date until she completely blew it. Like, and not just with you, but any other
Right. Yeah, so, like, I
man.
wasn't.
There is.
Maybe that had
Exclamation.
played a part in this date that I was.
But
going
did you
on.
miss out on that?
Miss
Because
out
you
on
went
what?
on this date? Like,
No, because I started dating this girl.
The one JP wanted to set you up with?
Yes.
Okay.
I started dating this girl right afterwards, and I guess this was my last kind of known thing that you could even come close to calling a relationship.
Okay.
And this was like 3 years ago, maybe.
And it lasted how long?
A little less than a year.
Okay.
The thing was that we started seeing each other.
How many times a week?
I don't know, like probably a few, because we were on the same schedule.
Okay.
Like, I think we were both on midnights, so we
So-
could see each other a lot.
You had a mutual understanding that neither of you were searching outside of each other,
Correct.
and it was just like you two.
Correct.
And did you spend most of your time here or there, or did you like split it up?
Here.
Okay.
So we're like probably a couple months into it.
Yep.
And so like this is not like me, because like after the bad relationship experience that I had
Yes.
before moving here,
Yep.
like a relationship was the furthest thing from my mind. And so, but like we got
How long out were you at this point from that other relationship?
maybe a year,
Okay.
year and a half.
And how long was that one?
Only a couple years.
Okay, so you were over it.
Yeah, it took me a little bit longer.
There was like some, well, there's always damage that like lingers, but I mean, as far as wanting that relationship back, that's long gone.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
At that point, yeah.
So I'm starting to date this girl. So I'm just like, okay, well, let's meet the parents, and like I was all ready to like,
Giddy up.
I was into it, and like she wasn't at that same place at the time.
She wasn't putting effort, like.
Well, she just said that, like, oh, well, no, I kind of like how things are, just casually, whatever, hanging out, blah,
Sure.
blah, blah. And then so I just kind of got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, she had changed her mind and she wanted to be more serious.
And now you were back to
her. I was at that point where just like, well, no, I kind of
now I like this.
like how this is. And so like eventually, like we just stopped seeing each other. It's all still kind of mysterious how things happen.
How that one ended?
How it ended.
Did it formally end?
can we call her live right now?
We can call her live right now.
Okay.
You guys are friends?
Well, we still talk on and off.
Can I have her number?
She knows what a
It's in your
poutine
tote
is,
bag,
right?
Cal.
She knows
it's
that
in
if
your
she
gift.
gets no cheese on her poutine, that it's fries and gravy.
Right. Well, no, because like there'd be times like so she went away
Okay.
and then she would pop back in.
Uh-huh.
So like I started thinking like, okay, so like are we gonna start talking again? And,
Mm-hmm.
because I was totally willing to.
Yep.
Completely willing to. And so it would happen like that. We would talk for a bit and then she'd go away again. And then after a while it was just like,
Was she cheated on?
I don't know.
Oh, you guys never talked about your past at all?
Maybe she was, but I'm not.
It sounds like a commitment thing. Like,
I
I suffer from the
maybe.
same thing she does.
But see, this is what I would love to like. I'd love to actually like speak to her in person, rather than just like through text or something. Just
Yeah.
like, hey,
Don't have serious conversations in text.
hey, what happened?
Yeah, sure.
Like walking. Hey.
Maybe this is you reaching out right
No.
now. She'll listen.
I don't think she listens.
No. Maybe I'll tell her to.
I think this is why I can talk about it right now. She's not listening.
Because she's not going to listen.
Right. But we're not saying her name anyway.
No, we're not.
So
Is it Bluff Lunch?
it is Bluff Bluncher. God damn it, Cal.
We are a name free.
Blow on my cover.
I was gonna make up a similar name for her.
Did everyone? No.
But that
I'm
was
not.
this was like my last real like almost kind of like taste of
wanting
relationship.
something
Yeah.
more than just like, wow, do I even want to sleep with you?
Well, it's like it's I've dated here and there, but it's just I don't it gets to a certain point where it's just like I don't feel like
Are you
like I can be that guy yet or now or anymore. I don't know. Has it been too long? You're just like
Are you constantly active in looking?
no.
Do you just go through like a phase of fuck it? Or like, see, because like my thing,
I'll look here and there, but I don't believe that it should be forced. I don't think anything like that should be forced.
so like if you're bored, you might throw up an app and just like do some swiping or check out the sea.
I don't do that anymore. I cannot do it. My faith in that process is
Abysmal?
Yeah, it's not.
So you're
very
going the old-fashioned way of like meeting someone out in public, or a
or
friend's friend,
or maybe just like it's best to just kind of like
banana buying. You just like talk. Do these bananas look like they'll ever ripen?
No.
That's
talking
a
about- you're
that's
talking
a
about
good
picking
pick.
up in a grocery
That's a
store?
good
Not
pickup
them.
line next time, though, right? Like,
the
Yeah.
bananas.
will they
Guatemalan
ever
bananas.
ripen? You
that's,
think?
that's a little too forward.
You know what?
A phallic shaped.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
you might get charged.
It's a
For
throw.
that.
You're
It's a,
starting the bread. I'm all right.
Do you like the girth of these bananas?
that's hey, that's my line. You owe me $100.
They're pretty long and girthy, right?
These bananas are okay, but
are they
the cucumbers are really
right?
showing me something.
This zucchini's got a weird octagonal shape on it. I like the cucumber. It's a little more round.
So, like what? Like, I'm just at a point. It's just like I'm in my mid-30s.
Yes.
The picturesque.
Lower mid-30s.
The Hollywood kind of picturesque societal thing that dictates to everybody is that you should have a family by now.
By whose standard though?
Well, Hollywood and society.
Well, I'm 40 and I don't
That's
have
pretty
a
much
family
everybody.
right now, so.
I mean,
Do you have a sharp knife around?
I do,
That
yeah.
I could use to kill myself? No, I don't. You're good, man. You got lots of time.
But Brigham, you've been in a relationship for over 10 years now.
Yep.
okay.
And we've always kind of like marveled at the enigma that is your relationship.
Okay.
What is this enigma?
Well, how many times a week do you guys see each other?
Ooh. Sometimes like twice. Once.
10 years, 2 times a week.
Yeah.
And it's been like that, right?
Yeah.
Was there ever a honeymoon phase, or was it just like, all right?
Yeah,
I'll see
there
you-
was,
I'll see you
but-
in a few days.
There was. Yeah.
And you
I mean,
guys,
she wants to like totally like move in together and stuff now, I guess, but
she's accepting of.
It's about time for that.
but I think we're both accepting of like whatever the other one's doing anyway.
Right
like
now,
I
yeah.
don't like there's a million things we don't agree on, but we don't force each other to do them all the time.
But your personalities work.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a special thing, right?
Well, it's good, Like we don't see each other a lot though. It's very true. Yeah.
I think that's where I went wrong. Not trying to like shit on your parade.
No,
But,
I don't have a parade. It's not.
No. I mean, because I heard him say you were getting married.
No.
that was
If I
just-
ever do,
Oh, all right.
I don't really believe in marriage. We differ
Me
on
neither.
that
Me
actually
neither.
a lot.
But
Yeah. Okay. So with that
Big
said, do you
time.
think that you'll get married? Realistically,
Maybe I just don't.
is the juice worth the squeeze?
Well, yeah, but I don't like. We disagree on like. I don't agree with like rings and shit and like diamonds for marriage and stuff like that. But obviously she does. Yeah, but true that. But I just think it's nonsense. It's a made up thing. So
Of course it is. So are diamond rings. It's all-
exactly.
yep.
So Yeah, we disagree on that hugely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there'll be like a wedding, but not.
My relationship.
I think it'd be a cool wedding. I don't want a fucking pretentious wedding.
You just want to have it down here?
Yeah, man, right, for sure. This would actually be perfect.
Can there be bananas?
Yeah, there'll be lots of, just no long or girthy ones.
Okay. Ripe ones.
I gotta represent.
Cut up in little bits.
They gotta be ripe. You gotta make sure your bananas are ripe.
What about kids? Does she want kids?
Well, see that's the other thing we disagree on a lot.
These are some pretty big things.
She's like she's either or like yeah, she doesn't really want kids, but she does
Two main.
she doesn't really want
Two
kids, but
staples.
she would have kids, but like we differ on like a lot of the
Raising technique.
Yeah, like I hate Disney and anything Disney's affiliated with, and she may not think that way. But
Strictly anti Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, but you still have to let your
ISIS
kids
videos.
watch Disney.
I don't have to.
No,
but she
but-
says I do.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they can watch things, but I'm not bringing them to fucking Disneyland.
Okay.
That's one where we really differ.
What if
She's
they
like,
look-
well, yeah, we are.
what
No,
if-
no, we're not. We're
if they look-
absolutely not.
We'll go to Cedar Point.
What if they
a
look
lot
you
of
in
other
the,
things.
the doughy brown eyes and go, Papa,
Hey, Dad.
can we
What
please
do
go
I
to
do?
Disneyland? And they wouldn't even say it properly because they're not
Yeah.
fully developed in the brain yet.
And I'm also aware that there's a huge chance that I'm gonna have kids and just fucking throw away everything I've ever said, because it could happen. You
Oh,
know what
yeah,
I
you
mean?
Could change.
Especially with like a
everything.
daughter. I'll be that.
So
bitch,
I've been
you know?
told. Everything
Yeah.
changes when you look at your own child.
So that's a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
But you know, is Disney a satanic corporate? Yeah, of course they are. I still don't.
Anyway, you can turn down a dark alley.
The
Remember
fucking
that
kid's
shit?
4 years old. Can we go to
Hey, Kel, you
Disneyland?
gotta wear the
What are you,
rings.
Satan? Like, no.
The Jonas Brothers, like the
No.
best episode ever.
Yo, ISIS is
That
stationed
way
in
they stay a
Disneyland.
virgin. Ma. Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll see what
Sky
happens.
Zone is at Disneyland.
So what? Can you give me some pros and cons to being in a long-term relationship?
Well, there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons, I guess.
Oh,
but-
yeah, I want 5 pros.
Okay, well, you know, there's someone always there. Like we share pain. You know,
This is true.
I'd say that.
I missed that.
You know, she helps me a lot. You know, matter of fact,
Take care of yourself.
I haven't
for me?
even bought clothes in the longest time.
Yeah, that's
She-
another one for me.
She just dresses me up with her love.
See,
like
now
Madonna.
that's one thing that I'm glad that I lost in my first relationship in high school.
Because you didn't like the clothing?
Well, there's a
Well,
lot
no,
of
because
yeah.
like my girlfriend in high school, she would always buy me the clothes. So I would just sit back. I'm like, I just have clothes brought to me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And then the
and
clothes
like,
fairy shows up.
And then like I was dumped, and then I had to do a whole lot of growing up, like quick. And I'm just glad that part of my life is over with. I'm just glad that I.
See,
Figured out how to buy your own clothes.
Yes, exactly.
True
I
that.
lucked out because in like my long term one, I did everything, so it wasn't much of a life adjustment. It was just more of a nobody's here adjustment, right? Where
Emotional.
it was just like a coming home to an empty house type
Yeah.
thing. It was just like fucking weird for a while.
Yeah.
You
and it-
used to it now?
Yeah, I moved. I
You
did.
prefer it now?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah.
I kind of like
I like that coming home and nobody's there.
to let somebody.
it sounds.
to be honest,
it
yeah.
sounds
me
so
too,
like
man.
it sounds so cold, but it's true. Just
Yeah.
like,
Especially if you had
just-
like a long day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything,
Oh yeah,
man.
you get in the
Silence
house
and,
and it's
yeah.
like, and we can do grocery.
Yeah, right.
No.
Like that's
Well, it's just-
true.
you're just
That's
home
true. That
free
there's a
once you
day
walk
off,
through that
they want to
door.
fill it up. Like that's the truth.
Your fucking day
the
is
bill
planned,
bill-
and you
bill
didn't even.
Ridiculously.
Bitch, did you work all week? Like I know some girls work, but like mine.
This might be coming from a semi-personal.
Well, I mean, like I know some girls work full time too, but like I wasn't in that situation.
My
so it's like,
girlfriend goes grocery shopping like 4 times a week. Like
no.
that's way out of line.
I go once
Way out of line.
do you buy shit that fresh? Where
Right?
it has to
Like,
be that fresh?
Yeah, there's some things we could. Yeah.
Like, are you
that's-
eating live crab?
I was gonna say live lobsters every 3
So
days.
there's a lot of things that if we lived together, I'm gonna have to.
An adjustment, right?
But her too, man. Like
Well, I think it.
You want to go shopping?
Personally, I think it's about time.
It's
I'm gonna
eye-opening,
play
though.
Chell 18 for 5 hours.
There you
and
go.
It's,
deal with
it's
it.
about time, but who am I? I've had like at least 3 relationships inside of the time that you've had this one relationship. So who am I to
Yeah.
talk? Maybe
Yeah,
it's
but
the
you
fact
live
that
with
you
them and stuff. Like we haven't done that yet.
I
so
know
that's
exactly.
Scary.
So like, but
That's
like
scary.
the first girl that I ever lived with, I think we moved in almost a year to the date of that we dated, and that's the one that you met.
Yep.
Years ago.
Yep.
And then the one that I came from here, we were only together maybe 6 months, and then I moved in just because we're in 2 different towns, and
Sure.
so yeah, like maybe I jumped the gun. I'd be the first to admit that, but maybe you wait 11,
The
12
thing
years
is, who really knows?
with your
Well,
girlfriend.
I think there's
Well,
a
who really
balance.
knows?
I mean,
Like, look at the percentage of marriages that work. It's not a lot. It's seriously a
there's
rigged
a
system.
70% failure rate.
Yeah, right.
That's the most
I-
recent.
wow,
Yeah.
it's up to
Yeah.
70 now.
That's
even how many
crazy.
of them that are still together but miserable.
That's crazy. The only people
So
who
what
benefit.
You know what I
think
find
is counted
fucking insane?
as a failed.
Is how many
Yeah.
people you hear that will have a child to try to fix their marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, we need like something, you know, like
Yeah, that doesn't
oh,
work
the next
either.
step is a kid. Okay.
Yeah. No,
Well,
it's
hi.
to
Let's,
me-
let's involve somebody
to
else
me,
in this
the only
pain.
the only
a
people who
second kid.
benefit are the people in the
Yeah, yeah,
wedding
yeah.
industry.
So while we are arguing, the two
Maybe a
can
girl
watch
this
each
time.
other.
Yeah, and
To
and,
me-
and
to
we
me,
can have
there's,
fucked up kids because they're watching us argue all the time.
There's like 2 jobs in this world that I think are like guaranteed money, and one is a wedding planner, and the other one's a funeral director.
or a divorce lawyer.
Yeah,
I thought you were
we'll go
gonna
with
say- I
the-
thought you were gonna say
yeah.
divorce lawyer.
That's-
But
that's
it's
the direction
all
I thought
it's
you were
all
going.
the kind of similar. It's crazy. Like the wedding industry is fucking insane.
Oh, the amount that people are willing to overpay for something
way
for their wedding.
overpay.
Now, see-
It's like blatant overpay.
Oh, it's obvious. Like
Blatant.
I'm raping you in
it's
the
like,
asshole.
can I order pasta for dinner? Yeah, it's
$80 a plate
How much now? $6,000. Why? Because it's a wedding. Like it's bullshit.
because we can't fuck it up.
Yeah,
It's just straight up tell you because it's a wedding.
No, it's the way it is. Like
'Cause
you-
you're gonna
if you
pay
rent
it,
a limo
'cause that's
to
what
go
your
see a
wife wants.
concert and
'Cause we're
rent a
crooked.
limo to go to your wedding. You tell me the difference in price.
Okay, so
insane.
I know if you do end up getting married, I know your ideal wedding would probably just be few people, city hall.
Yep, some beers and a
But I
fucking
know
ice
she's not
and
going
a
to
beer
want
tent.
basket.
She is going to want the Disney wedding.
Yeah, she of course because they all do. That's the
So
part of the
you can
advertising.
show her the world,
We're all indoctrinated.
shining, shimmery, splendid.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to half-ass it. We'll go in the middle somewhere. So, like,
City hall and a beer tent.
because like certain things aren't real. Like princesses aren't a real thing in my neighborhood. They don't exist, and like a lot of girls think they're princesses. They're not.
Because they watch The Bachelorette.
Oh my God, that's yeah. I can't even handle this world we're in.
Reality TV.
I
And the
can't.
fantasy land that's drawn out for how
It's
a relationship
ridiculous.
should be.
Yeah.
I blame reality TV for
Exactly.
a lot of relationship failures.
Exactly.
Because people these days are gullible and sheep and stupid.
dude,
And
my
their
girlfriend
wool
will say
gets
shit like,
drenched with all this
I
garbage
want you to want to
nonsense.
say this to me. I'm
Oh.
like, because you saw that on fucking Party of Five doesn't make that a thing I'm going to say. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it might have happened on the hills, but that's not how I feel right now.
This
So
isn't life. Yeah.
I'm not going to, yeah, no, it's a lot of it is
Honey,
drawn
they're
up.
acting. She just told that guy she loves him and he was his soulmate. And then the next night she met that guy's family and said the fucking same thing.
Yeah.
So you can't cherry pick what you want out of a TV show
That's exactly what
when
they
it's
do.
hypocritical. How can you just like I don't understand. Like
There's enough people out there that just like slurp that all up. Just
it's monogamous. Like it
This is real. This is real.
yeah, absolutely 100% they do.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I am convinced that it ends relationships.
It totally does.
They're like, I need a boyfriend like that.
It
How come you don't do this to
absolutely-
me?
That it
How come you don't do
absolutely
this for
does.
me? Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
man. I've had to say that a few times. Like,
Hey,
whoa, what's going on?
I'm
here?
fucking reality.
This isn't how that works. Like,
That's reality TV, and you got to be able to differentiate the two. I think
Yep.
it's that, and we live in a throwaway world now. So
Less people are wanting to be in relationships.
I don't think it's that. I just think they always think that they can do better. It's like when
Yeah.
you're conditioned with like a cell phone, then the next best technology is
Maybe
already
there's
out
something-
within
yeah.
6
And
months.
pressures
6 months,
too,
6
like-
months. So
Yeah.
they're like the same way with relationships now. It's just they throw it away when it's not working the way they want it to work.
Well,
and a lot of it
it's-
too, they have
you're-
money and stuff. And the minute someone doesn't have money, that changes your whole love opinion a lot.
Well, what Brian was just saying is that like it's the whole Netflix menu.
Yeah.
You know, you just keep looking.
Yep.
Keep looking.
That's right.
Ooh, this is good.
You don't even
But
finish
what-
a series.
what
I agree
else
with
is
you
there?
100%.
You watch half of the first season of a series that you wanted to get into, but you're like, you know what? I love it. I love this fucking show, but I'm gonna go start something else because I
Binge-
can.
It's the
You
binge
whore.
society. So don't blame. Who are you blaming?
Reality TV.
Don't blame reality TV. This is Netflix's fault.
It's both. I
And-
think it's a mixture
And
of both.
Porn MD.
No,
I've heard.
I've heard.
it's
I've
all
heard.
it's all the above.
You don't do
man.
what she does. But like, well, the other thing is, I know that you've been in a relationship for longer than, like, online dating's been a real popular thing. But I find like with online dating now, it reminds me of like a dog that's looking for a spot to shit in the backyard.
Okay.
It's like there's, it's a funny analogy, but think about it. You know when a dog doesn't know where to poop and he's just running all over the damn place, squatting, changes his mind, runs, squats, changes his mind,
Yeah.
and then finally decides to poop somewhere? That's what it's like online. You have all these people messaging and all this thing, and you're like, who do I pick? And then you're
Well-
back and forth, and you're like, where do I narrow down like someone to go on a date with? And so then like you do decide to go on a date with somebody, and then one thing, the stupidest minute asshole thing happens, and you're just already like, well, I should have picked that other girl because it was so much better. And then you just keep repeating this process over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you this? Let me ask all you guys this. Do you believe there is like
A soulmate?
yes?
No.
No.
I don't either. It makes no fucking
There's-
sense.
there's-
Oh, she just happened to be 10 blocks
Do
away
you
from me.
realize?
Yeah.
Do
know?
you realize that some people sit there and claim that they have found their soulmate, and there's
Yeah.
how many people are in the world? 8
It's a
billion.
nicety,
That's my
though.
point. It makes no
something,
sense.
It's
Makes
something
no
that
sense.
they say. It's a term of endearment. Like,
No, they're religious, dude. I've talked to some
It's
of these
wishful
people.
thinking.
Yeah, but most people just use it as a cliche, like, "Oh, I found my soulmate," because like that's as
They should say, "I found-"
that's as extreme as they can get. Like
They
this is how much they love that person. It's the soulmate.
They
they don't exist.
I legitimately have talked to people that say I asked God for my soulmate and He delivered him.
Okay,
And
well,
I'm
they're-
like, you are a fucking psychopath. There is 8 billion people in this world,
you are not allowed to vote.
and your odds of finding
Wow.
your soulmate within a fucking 10-kilometer radius on a globe as big as it is.
Allegedly. So you're right, though. You're absolutely right.
What are the odds of you
Except
finding?
for the globe part.
But
yeah.
okay, so I don't have a calculator handy, but say there's 8 billion people.
Yeah.
There's 200,000
I'm
in
right with
Windsor.
you on that,
Does your
man.
fucking soulmate live here?
It doesn't make any
Not a
fucking sense,
goddamn
right?
chance.
She
Could
could
live on
be
the Galapagos.
underneath us in China, right? That's where that could be, underneath us. If we dig a hole, that could be your soulmate.
That's how it
at
works,
the other
yeah.
end.
Not just like you,
I guess.
not just
The
you
core
one
of the
person,
earth.
but like most people, it's that way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like most
I
people find
agree
their
with what he's
soulmates,
saying. It
yeah.
makes it's horse shit.
It's absolute
Like,
garbage.
are you in love? Maybe, but like,
And then,
your
like,
soulmate.
See, if soulmates did exist, I mean, I might just prove my theory anyway, but most people would just walk through life,
without a care because they know they're gonna find them?
or just they'll never find them because they're living on the other side of the globe, and how are they ever going to
They
know?
don't think that.
They just
You know-
wind up with the wrong person.
They
And
think that they're-
maybe soulmates do exist, and like most people just wind up with the wrong person.
You know what blows me away?
I don't buy it.
This
But
legit.
it boils
your
down,
odds to find it.
and it boils down to chemistry. It's not a soulmate. It's just like you are compatible.
Yeah, compatible match.
with so many people in the city, in the country, in the continent, in the world. Like
So see, when it comes to like,
it's all chemistry.
but after a breakup, when people tell you, oh,
Science, Brigham.
you need to have like this much time, this much this much that, I don't buy any of that shit. I don't think I think you just know when you meet the right person.
Yeah.
Because you won't have those ill feelings. There's nothing to get over if you're with somebody that makes you feel fucking good.
But is it odd when the person who finds that right person has already been divorced 3 times?
No, I don't think so.
You're lucky number 4.
I find, but the point is to me, like, I think like people, I guess this goes back to what we were saying. They get married out of fantasy land.
That
you
can
know, and-
people make simple like mistakes because they think it's what's right. You can't. I find it's a very big mistake to judge somebody based upon a decision they made in the past of somebody they might no longer be today.
Because I overthink everything.
Of course, me too.
Like, I don't want to have a kid, but I do, but I don't, but I do, but I don't. You
Right.
know?
No, I'm the same way.
Like, there's so many fucking thoughts. Like, do I want to get married? I don't know. Like, that's how I feel about a lot of things. Like,
Indecisive.
Kale's having a heart attack.
Kale's about to
I'm
fucking.
just burping. Just trying
The
to
fucking
He's having a
poutine.
poutine coma.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Kale? You ever see yourself getting married?
No. 100% don't want kids and not likely getting married. I don't know.
Well, you're in a relationship now, yeah?
Yeah.
Has there been any discussion on the subject matter? Is it
Nothing. Not much.
is she finding out now?
No. Yeah.
You don't want to.
No.
You don't want
I don't
like
know.
mini bests to teach how to race and stuff.
No.
Never.
Oh,
Nothing.
no
Okay.
kids, eh?
No.
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 Does she know that?
Yeah.
Well,
I
she
don't think
knows
she wants
now.
kids either.
Oh,
Just
then-
because I don't want to get married, that doesn't change anything.
But who takes care of us when we get older? Then.
if you don't have
Take
kids,
care of each other.
make sure you got money in the bank, sir.
I'll have a robot.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm
I'll have a
thinking of
robot
having
by
like
then.
12 kids.
There you
'Cause
go.
I don't have money in the bank.
We'll take care of you, Brigham, because you'll be slightly older than us.
Okay,
we'll
good
still
call.
we'll still
You'll
be
change my
agile.
diapers on the podcast and shit. It'll be good. Yeah. I don't know, man. So 0 kids for you. You want kids, or you think you want kids? It's not weird.
I've been at the same point for a while. Whereas, yes, like I'm great with kids. It would be, I don't know, fascinating to have children. That's not a very
You
romantic.
do need the
word.
right life partner for that, though.
True.
That's a
yes,
true
yeah,
fucking
yeah, because
thing.
that comes
It's
first.
another thing. That's another cliche that everybody drops all the time, though.
But
I'm not calling it cliche. I'm calling it real. Like,
No, but
if it's not the right person, you're gonna find out.
But
you know?
there's also there's a cliche that people often say that I'm like, they ask you, do you want kids? And you're like, I don't know. And they're like, well, when you find the right person, you'll know.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're insinuating you're going to want kids when you find the right person. So, like, until you find the person you want kids with, that's not the right person.
But like what Brigham was saying,
I agree
how
with what
like
you're
you know,
saying.
like it would be ideal. I know this doesn't happen all the time, but it would be ideal to find that life partner of
less than
yours
70%.
and to share, to bring
I think
a person into this world. But right now, I feel
No, like less than 30%. You mean?
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
but like
way
right
lower.
now, I don't really feel like there's a void in my life because I don't have kids.
Which
And-
is good.
And this comes also with not being in a relationship. That I've said this for a while now. I don't mind being single.
No,
and
I
I'm
don't
not
either.
worried about being single, but it's starting to worry me that I'm not worried. You know what I'm trying to say?
I wouldn't worry about that.
Well,
Oh, hey,
but
Dad.
this is where
What
this
do
is
I
where
do?
I'm at though. I'm okay with where I'm at, but you know,
At what point do you become the weird guy that's still single and older and there's nothing happening? Is that
Right.
what you're like? Is in the back of your head?
but I think it's like what we're talking about here is that
Uncle Kale.
it's exactly what we're talking about here. That you know, like
I was just saying, if I had kids, I want Kale to babysit. And he said no.
okay.
And I said, Uncle Kale has a go kart, and he said no.
So what were we saying? What was your question?
Sorry.
You think you're gonna creep up to that guy all of a sudden and be like, whoa, I turned into him? Because you're not at that. You're definitely not at that point yet. You're young.
Well, yeah, that is a fear, but
You're afraid you're gonna blink and one day you're like, it's your 40th birthday, and then it's your 45th birthday, and then it's your 50th birthday, and then you're still like, well, I guess that dream's gone.
well, I don't think I'm gonna. I really don't.
It
think
is
I'm
gone
ever
at that point,
I
too,
really
by the
don't think
way.
I'm ever gonna get to that point. But
You'll settle before that.
no,
are
never,
gone.
ever.
I won't.
I will die alone before I settle.
Me too.
For sure.
Me too.
For sure.
I'm the same. I'm in that same boat.
I did have to realize I will not be a professional skateboarder, though, when I turned 40. That hurt a lot. I had like a rough night that night.
You accepted that one?
I still don't want to. Like, I actually want to buy a pro board off a dude on Facebook. But, yeah, it's a tough one. I'm never going to be, but yes.
Letting that dream go.
I'm still not going to, like, close the book on it, so to speak.
No, don't ever, because that's when you start to feel old.
Yeah.
But see, and then there's also that fear when it comes to having those nightmarish cliche relationships where you just got to answer to someone, you know?
Yeah, it's awful.
And I get it for the most part. But when like I'm talking to like friends of mine and they have to like run it by the wife first, that drives me crazy. I get it. Trust me, I do. I get it. Like you should be in a happy relationship, absolutely. But if you're always going out, then yeah, maybe, you know, maybe she should be pissed. But like if you never go out and it's like once a month but like they still have to say, "Oh, I got to check with the wife." This could go either way, you know, like you could have, you know, a girlfriend who's like, "Oh, I got to check with my boyfriend or whatever."
I think
like,
sometimes a lot of people just use that as an excuse because they don't want to go too, though.
most likely.
They pin their wife. So I think a lot of time that people's wives unfairly get pinned as like the bad guy
So
because
the friends never like the wives, even though the wife is like, "No, I want him to go out."
I thought you were
then the first
It's like,
time
nah,
you're at,
she said no, dude.
She's like talking to her friends, like, "Oh, he's always
She's
fucking
actually
here."
your soulmate.
I just wish he would get a fucking friend for the love of God. He's always here, and then
His friends always call. I don't know what they
wouldn't
say.
yeah, and then one day he catches him. She catches him saying that, and then
But
she just loses her lid.
But I never want to get to that point where like, if I'm going out, like Kale said, it's great to just open the door and just like no one is there.
That's right.
You don't have to be on. You're finally through the zone of safety.
Yeah.
You're no longer being chased by the sandworms. You're in safety. You can close the door. You don't have to say shit. It's great.
You don't have to vaccinate, nothing. Like, you're perfect.
Well, I don't usually have to do that anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, once a week when I get home from work, I like to give myself some vaccinations.
Yeah, you like the
Some
the
mercury
MMR.
poisoning?
Just dribble up on it. It's good for you.
So fellas, I just feel like I'm at a standstill in life right now. Like we got
I think you got time,
a
though,
couple
man.
guys in relationships
I'm
here, a
telling
couple
you, you got
single
time.
guys over here.
You got I went through that phase too, where I'm like, I was just gonna accept the next girl. I'm like, all right, just gotta be normal, gotta have a little bit of an attraction,
So you're gonna
and
settle.
I'm gonna fucking make it work.
You're gonna settle.
I tried.
Yeah.
No,
No,
Have you ever heard the lyrics to Jar by Green Day?
I think so.
I just read them. They're over there.
Yeah, that's why I brought. But yeah, just you gotta live because life goes on. Keep doing what you gotta do. Live your life.
I think
You'll
there's
find-
You know what you
you'll-
pretty much just said in more lines? You just said it is what it is.
It isn't what it is.
it is what but it is. But
Brigham,
like,
it is what it is.
So here's the aliens.
you
Yeah,
still
no,
have
it's,
to be selfish in a sense. With like,
Don't settle. Though, that's
but I've
no,
been
a certain degree of selfishness is good, like for everybody. I urge everybody to have that, you know, like me first kind of.
take care of me first. Yeah, because that's not going to help
You're
that person
strong,
anyway. So like a lot of the
independent
time,
black woman, and you need no man.
Exactly.
a lot of the time, like
Destiny's Child's playing in the background right now.
my last relationship that was 8 years long, I knew I shouldn't have been in from like after year 1.
Wow.
And it's like, but I was loyal and I'm like, I don't want to hurt somebody. And it's like, I'm going to learn to live this life and I'm going to learn to be with this person.
Yeah.
And it just seeped out in our daily life all the time. But it was never anything that was major enough to end the relationship. There was no like cheating, no like, you know, like the major deal breakers.
So what
There was
ended it then?
cheating?
Who cheated, you or her?
She did.
Oh, okay.
I knew he was gonna say that. I was gonna say it, but I'm like, no.
I'm like, what?
How was the
happened?
delivery though? That was
What
a good
happened?
question. But no. That was, it's fine. I could talk about it. That was a year and a half ago. I'm good with it now. It was a long time coming, and I'm glad I wasn't the one that had to do it.
Are you ever one that we've probably talked about this before? Are you ever one that like you have to leapfrog from relationship to relationship?
Never.
See, I know. Even before I asked you that, I know you're fine being by yourself.
I am.
And I've known too many people in my lifetime who are just like leapfrog from lily pad to lily pad. Like once one relationship ends, it's like they can't manage themselves just by themselves. So like I've had the speech with a few friends just saying, okay, just enjoy your time. And then it's like, yeah, I am. And then it's like
Hey, I'm dating
a
this
month
chick.
later, like, oh, I love this girl.
Yeah. So like, when I was younger, I did it a little bit of lily padding, but I think it was more that I didn't know how to hurt somebody's feelings when I wasn't interested anymore. So instead of like being able to like just tell them, it's not working for me,
You
like
would just act like a dick until they broke up with
absolutely,
Yeah, that's the
you.
thing.
The
That's-
typical guy approach.
yeah, just like start fucking.
Stop talking to her.
No, just like legitimately being a dick to speed up the process.
Yeah.
Because if you're not like, if you just don't talk to them, they just be like, he's acting weird, and that could drag on for a while. So you gotta be a little more
Gotta
aggressive.
step it up.
You gotta be more aggressive in that approach. And I was that guy when I was young. Whereas now it's just like I have no problem telling somebody like they start acting like a fucking crazy. Like so many like it now I almost expect it. I go on like an online date or I'll meet a girl or I'll do whatever. Someone will set me up with somebody. I'll go out. It'll be fucking normal and I'll be like, "Oh, this was good." And then the next day, I'll like just shoot the shit, wait a couple days, see each other again. I'm not playing like the dating game, but like that's just me. Like I don't want to set a precedence of seeing you every day. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like the slight thing will happen, where like I'll see like a hint of like something, and I'm like, oh, here it fucking comes. Like something, like it's brewing.
I don't like how she drinks from that straw.
Or no, like she'll say something that's like snooty or attitudey or negative. Yeah.
No one cares.
Right. Yeah. Basically, like essentially that's it in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are just brutal right off the bat, and like you said, you can't wait to fucking drive them home.
Yeah.
Like I went on one date with a chick that complained for 3 hours. 3 hours.
About you?
No.
Okay. That's
Everything. Her work, her fucking family, her friends, her ex-boyfriends, the fucking sun, the fucking sky being blue. Like she just everything was negative, complaining, and
Yeah.
I just at one point I turned to her and I said, "This is I feel like I just ran a fucking marathon." And she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I am so physically drained just from having to listen to you for the last 3 hours." I legitimately like.
How'd she respond to that?
The filter left me that day, and which it never does.
You gotta shut up.
Yeah.
Usually I'm like the person that and then I just can't wait to get out of there, and I'll just bite my tongue and I won't talk to her again. But I like hit a point with this one where I was just legitimately losing my fucking shit inside. I'm like, I started to feel like it just like if there was life in your shoulders, you could just feel it like slowly draining and like just drooping. Like it was so fucking draining.
What did she say when you said that though to her?
When I told her that she was
Exhausted.
She goes, "Well, I'm allowed to have a bad day." I'm like, "A bad day or a bad life?" I'm like, "Why would you bring that out on the first time you meet somebody? Like, at least try to wear a fake fucking smile, for Christ's sakes." Like,
or just change the date.
or just be like, just call me and be like, I'm having a bad day. Like,
let's do it tomorrow.
yeah, do you mind like if we reschedule? Like, I'm not feeling myself today. No, because you know what? She's like, oh, like, and I let her talk me in. Like, I let her talk me into giving her another chance.
Well, I thought you were gonna say a foot massage.
No. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe she had a fucking brutal day, and like, I know there's probably times that I'm a negative Nancy. So, but I've been trying to like
a brooding Brian.
Yeah, I've been steering so far away from that like in my life lately, and that's why I ain't got time for this shit, because I've broken that like that
Cycle?
that cycle and that tornado that you can fall into. I finally have like I know how to get myself away from it, like when I start falling down that spiral.
Yeah.
And then like I seen her in this spiral that I know that I previously been in, so I think part of me like the empathy was like, I'll give her another chance.
Was this date from dabbling?
No, this was like a random Facebook, haven't seen you since high school.
Oh yeah. So you knew her already?
Not really. We didn't hang out,
Yeah.
but we knew who each other was. And then like it was just like a, hey, how's it going? Single? Yeah, me too. Like, hey.
Hey, we have geography class.
Something.
Our genitals fit together. You wanna
Somewhere, yeah, something along those lines. Yeah. But just so like,
Lego.
and then like, here's my problem, and then whatever, and then like you would say something, be like, yeah, that sucks when that happens or something, and then like
Right.
she was the one upper, but with her
I've-
issues.
I figured.
Oh yeah.
I figured that's where you're going.
Like, not just like the one upper of the
Problems-
story. Like,
problems
why
with
my
upper.
problem is worse than your problem type.
That's awesome.
It's like I would say, oh, I had the worst fucking day today. Like my boss this, and then I didn't sleep last night because the dog took a shit on my bed, and then like whatever. I could go on, and then she'd be like, oh well, you know what happened to me?
I should.
You're about to shit on the floor.
I just puked. How about that?
So he's having trouble working his human body today.
Sugar water.
Yeah, I couldn't. I can't cope with people like that. I got no time for it. I
Yeah,
can't be
that's-
around that energy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
if you
just, like,
think that's
draining
bad, you should hear what happened with this girl I dated.
the bluff blunt.
Can you even remember?
No, I'm making it up.
I think he's trying to one up you.
No, I was joking. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I got it.
So, are you still dabbling today?
that's
Yes.
hilarious.
How's that going?
It's effortless now.
Yeah.
I don't. It's
Invest much?
a bored thing now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm watching TV or I'm watching the hockey game and there's intermission and I'll just pick up my phone. No love, no text, no nothing. I'll just hit the app and I'll just fucking have a pee, right?
Yeah.
I'll have a gander.
Yeah.
I don't go out. If I had to rely on strictly going out to meet somebody,
It would be at work.
I wouldn't meet. And would I work in a shop full of dudes?
Yeah.
So it's like it would be hopeless if I didn't dabble.
Yeah.
So
I don't have a lot of faith. You know, it's worked in the past, but
I've always just been told the same thing: patience. Just be patient.
Yeah, it sounds cliche, but I think it's you'll meet the person when you meet the person, right?
I mean, if you
it
believe
is what
it is what it
is.
is.
if you believe in the like universe having
So
a
to speak,
plan,
yeah.
I mean, I kind of do. I don't believe in God, but I believe in like
the love God.
no, I believe in like you being where you're supposed to be
Yeah,
all the
sure.
time.
It's
Synchronicity
also a thing that
or
if you
something,
have
or-
a girlfriend, other chicks will hit on you like mad. That's
This is-
a thing.
I was thinking about wearing.
No,
a
I
wedding
think that's
ring
just a
and-
delusion that.
No,
guys
that's a
have.
thing. That's a thing. It's crazy.
No, that's.
I was
it's
never-
a thing.
that's if you-
When I was out-
it's a
That
fucking
doesn't-
thing.
Oh,
now.
okay.
Never happened. Never happened to me.
Okay.
When I was out with my girlfriend, I never got hit on.
I think it's you have to have a wedding ring. That's what you're thinking of.
That's the cliche.
Yeah, they just
right?
like the jewelry.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think it's this delusion that guys have once they're in a relationship that they can have any girl that they want.
Yeah.
And then once you're out of a relationship, they're just like, oh, fuck,
I can
I
see
can't get
that.
anyone.
But I didn't
yeah,
think like
no,
that.
that's a real thing.
I
Yeah.
think you're just more like
Brigham, trust me, you haven't been single, okay?
no, but what I'm saying, like for my own experience, it was like I was just more I was happier, I had like a glow, so girls would talk to me.
The
You know what I'm
nightmare it
saying?
has become is not the same, my friend.
Yeah,
The-
well
the
again,
glow-
I don't know.
The glow of what?
Just like you're happy,
Because you're doing whatever the fuck you want all the time.
Because you're single or because you're in a
No, because
relationship?
I had a relationship.
Oh,
so, like,
that's
I think
the one you.
girls-
Oh, I thought you
girls
meant last
tend to
time you
see
were
that.
single.
No, I couldn't pick up chicks if I was single if I tried. Like it was really tough. Like it was really tough.
I'm the same way.
Did you almost become Brigham Two Strikes again?
Is that the pipes right there?
Yeah, there you
Wow.
go.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a tough one though. I would have zero confidence talking to girls. I don't even know how you do it now. so.
Being left for another
Seems even
person,
more dangerous now.
I think, is the most damaging thing that
It's
could happen to
very
somebody.
dangerous now. Like
For
you
sure.
sexual harasser.
Would you agree?
Say that again.
Being left for somebody else is the most damaging thing that could happen to a person. When you don't feel like good enough, like that was like probably the hardest thing to get over.
Yeah.
I didn't want her back ever. I just the feeling of rejection. I almost just wanted to get her back so that I could say it's over.
Absolutely.
So that I had the upper hand in that rejection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be
I think
crafty.
that's the original struggle that you go through.
Yeah.
Is wanting what you can't have, and then knowing that, like, because the last few years of the relationship, I could give two fucks whether I was in it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day was just like, oh, here we go, she's coming, she's gonna ask me for something, or not do nothing for me, or I'm gonna have to go home and make my own dinner, or she did laundry but she dumped all my clothes unfolded on my side of the bed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just all stupid petty shit.
These
And
are
it was-
all things I'm gonna have to learn if we move in together. Because I don't know about this. Am I gonna get my clothes dumped, unfolded? Like you just opened my
That's
mind
the
up.
thing you're most
Don't
worried
piss her
about.
off and show up on
No,
time.
Yeah,
I mean
you're not
I'm just
worried
saying
about the
it's
cheating
a thing. No, she's not.
No,
gonna
I was
cheat.
just with a lazy bitch. Like she just was very selfish and didn't do things for
I don't
others.
remember dating you.
She just didn't give.
Wow.
She only cared about herself. Like she went on like a diet, so if I didn't want to eat what was on that diet, I'd work a 12-hour shift while she was at home all day. I'd come home and it's like, oh, what are we having for dinner? Well, I had this. Why don't you fucking cook yourself something?
My buddy's
Like,
wife is like
oh,
that.
Okay, like thanks. Like that was thoughtful. Like
Yeah, I just remember
Awful.
remembering some of these fights that I would have living with someone, and just like that alone, just like I don't ever want to live with
no.
someone again.
This is why that like whole don't settle thing, right?
Yeah.
And then like so now I think like the more experience you have in relationships and dating, the more you're gonna know what you need. Because
Well, yeah, and each
you're gonna know
mistake-
what your fucking deal breakers are, and
Yeah,
you're gonna pinpoint the shit out of them.
Yeah. Each failure is just like, okay, as long as you learn from your mistakes.
Right. I know like a few high school sweethearts that are still together, and it's like life hasn't even fucked you, you young soul. Like you don't even know. Like
This is why I just want to like take my girlfriend and smoke DMT with her, and that way we'll both be like healed. Whatever's wrong, we'll fix it.
DMT.
Yeah. Or ayahuasca, do the long route.
Ooh, that's a long one.
But, yeah. But
Do the whole retreat in Peru or something.
well, yeah, they do it up in Toronto.
Can't imagine.
Do they?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
There's
Every
gotta be
other,
a
I think it's
relationship
every month or
counselor
every other
closer
month.
than-
Yeah.
How much?
closer than
$250 a night.
How
So-
long are you stoned on that shit? 8 hours or something?
8 to plus hours. Yeah.
Is it like? I think I'd rather just do the DMT, the 15 minutes, and get it over with, and then feel
Yeah.
that euphoria.
Yeah,
for the
My
day.
buddy just told me the other night that he said I did DMT, and I said, "Oh, how was it?" He's like, "Look, I can't explain." Like he did every drug. He was always explaining like acid, this and that. But he said he's like, "This is one thing I can never tell you because you'd never fucking believe it." And he was like, "But one thing I will tell you is that everything you've done wrong in your life becomes very fucking evident very quickly as soon as you're in this
It's
high."
kind of like a mirror, eh?
Exactly what it is.
Do they play "Man in the Mirror" by
They
Michael Jackson?
might.
A lot of
for 8 hours?
A lot of
It is.
people-
It's basically slapping yourself in the face,
Yeah.
right?
A lot
And
of
then
people
some.
report a lot of the same trips too. Like that's what I find so crazy about that drug. Like
Oh, yeah.
sacred geometry and like
The god,
it looks like
the
you're looking
chick.
at a Tool album and stuff. Like
Yep.
you just see all these shapes, like the pentagrams and the.
Are you down to do a podcast on DMT?
I got a book. I know quite a bit
We
about
actually
it.
might be soon.
Really?
Yes. I'll tell you more off air.
Well, you better invite me. I'll be angry if I don't get to do DMT.
Oh no! I don't. I don't mean
Talking
that.
about DMT, I think
We're gonna have a guest on talking about
Oh, okay.
having done it.
Oh, okay.
really.
Yeah, maybe if he does it. He listens to the show quite a bit too. He's an avid listener. So
I'm see. You know what my problem is? Like I have the book on it. I have like, there's an actual. Have you ever read the DMT book by
No.
Doctor?
MT.
Spirit molecule. Or?
Yes, that's
I
yes.
haven't
It's
read
called
it,
the
but
Spirit Molecule. Yes,
Yeah, I watched the documentary.
I have
about
the
it.
book.
Yeah.
At least I got it one laugh.
Oh,
Thanks.
that was so good.
I've always wanted to do it after reading the book, but I want it in a controlled environment, and I don't want some street level
Yeah.
dealer making it for me.
Yeah.
I just don't want to
That's
shit my
legit.
pants.
I'm
That's my
I'm with you
problem.
on that.
No,
That's my problem.
Because the
What?
retreat,
DMT,
there's other
you
people
all-
there too, right? Like,
I
well,
always do that.
And
yeah,
with
you gotta
any
cleanse for a
DMT.
couple weeks.
with any hallucinogen, your trip depends on your frame of mind going in and how comfortable you are. That's the only thing that fucks me up about a retreat is I know I'd be nervous as Christ
Yeah.
around like a ton of people I don't know, and I'm
Right,
about
yeah.
to get blown
Yeah.
out of my
In
mind.
the Amazon.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be a
Bugs
bad
and-
trip.
Let's
And my
just do it in
friend-
my backyard.
The,
you know?
the first
Yeah.
time my friend did it, because he would go Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
right? But the first time, the Friday, he told me, he was like, dude, I thought everyone there, I was convinced every single person there was going to kill me.
Yeah.
And they had a plan to bury me, and like my wife would never see me again. You know, that's where he went the first day, but then the rest,
I wouldn't have been able to do it again after that.
That sounds like the time I was on mushrooms by myself.
a lot of people got sick too. Oh, mushrooms, the same thing for me, man.
Everyone was out to get me. Everyone I made eye contact with.
Well, I
told Kale quite a bit.
I've just sat in my house,
Like, you
and I
suspected me as
realized,
well.
Yes, absolutely.
I realized all the bad things I've done on mushrooms, and done the same thing. Like, I'm over the toilet bowl, like repenting my sins. You know, like I won't do it again.
Maybe
If
that's
I
where
die
religion
right now,
came from.
like,
A
I'm
bunch of
sorry.
people were
like,
fucked
shit
up
like
on
that,
drugs.
you know. Like, so that's pretty therapeutic. As fucking scary as it is, it's very therapeutic. And the next time you go to be a fucking asshole, you won't be, because you just got fucking scared straight off mushrooms. You know what I mean? Like,
They
to
used
me,
to use acid as like something to overcome addiction.
well, yeah, they do that with. Well, they do that with.
It neutralizes
Yeah.
like the addiction neuron, or
I guess
don't know.
DMT is very good at
You're
that
like-
too, though, for alcoholism
You're in
and
discovery.
like heroin addicts and
What's
stuff
that?
too.
How do they even discover that? You know, it's just
That's
like,
how they-
oh yes, it tightens your neurons
It used to.
or
Well,
loosens them.
these-
Whatever the good one is.
these are the medical things they used to practice back in the day before pharmaceutical got their hands in shit and said, "Hey, wait a second, we're not making a profit off that."
Yeah,
I know, but how do
Like
you where do you even
alcoholism,
start with
for
that? Just
sure,
like,
the
you know what? I
DMT 's a
think this
thing.
acid is helping people.
They used to just treat people with it, and it like got people to stop being addicted to shit. So that's what
that's
they were
unbelievable.
using. Fucking
there's
acid.
another drug too. I forget what it's called, but
Blunter.
it's huge with opiates too.
It's like
And
5 tonight.
but there's
the name of
tons
this
of stuff.
episode.
Like, there's a book that's supposed to come out within the next year, and it's like 1,000 cures from the jungles of Peru. Like,
Oh, they
these are like unheard of things. You know what I mean?
natural. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing with DMT.
Because
That I like, is it's not a
DMT, well,
chemical.
ayahuasca is crazier. Because DMT, smoke it, whatever. But ayahuasca, they figured out, like, hey, you walk fucking this far over there and get this bark, and then you drink it, then you can accept this as this. You know, that's pretty fucking cool too.
Intricate.
You know what I mean?
Blocks
Like,
the
How did you
thing
find out that
blocks it.
process? Yeah.
right? Like, well,
I'm gonna,
you know what they
I'm gonna
say?
eat this banana that didn't
You
ripen.
read the book. They say the
I got
gods
some.
the gods told them this. The gods told them how
Right.
to do this.
So does
right?
it make you religious when you think about
is
that?
that aliens? Though?
I think there's a god. I just think we're misinterpreted.
Are they aliens?
So you're agnostic.
Sure, I'm whatever, man. I'm scared straight because I grew up
I'm
like
here now. That's all I know.
I
I'm-
grew up like fearing the rapture every other day
Right.
in like a Pentecostal church,
Yeah.
and I still do. Like, no matter what I think,
Conditioning.
no matter what I try to like learn, or like, I'm still always like, do I have to pray to Jesus every day? Like, this is where I'm at. Like, I don't.
I'm agnostic, but so which I don't like by definition it means you believe in something greater than you. You
Well,
just
of
don't know
course.
what it is.
I totally do.
That and that's
Like, look at those
I can
spirals
define
and
it
stuff,
that way.
right? The
don't mind
spirals
calling
and
it
the
God.
crabs and the.
What's that?
I don't mind calling it God.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever.
Like you believe
There's
in
definitely
a
a
God.
God,
Well, because
just-
if you define God, like with the dictionary, it doesn't say anything about Jesus Christ or Allah or anything like that. It says the creator of all things.
Yeah.
So there is a creator of things. Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
That something creates things. Like you
I
create
am.
a thing.
Yeah, but
I'm not.
I
I'm not.
think
I'm not,
of it
I'm
more
not
as just a
committing.
force or an
I'm not
energy.
to. I'm not committing to things.
Says the
create
guy with the
things.
Jesus doll right there in the corner.
Right. So like
defining it.
if this is my understanding of the definition. If
It's an
you
action figure, Dick.
my understanding of the definition is if you believe in things, you believe in God because God is the creator of things.
I don't believe in things.
What do you believe in?
Stuff.
Stuff?
We're all
Nice-
tetrahedrons
a nice
just
glass of
floating in
scotch.
the
Half ice,
And Baxter.
half and half
and
ice,
giant
and half scotch.
boobs.
That's how my grandpa used to drink them.
No, I think there's for sure a creator.
Something.
Like those spirals and stuff. Like,
The geometry,
Yeah,
the
there's so-
Fibonacci sequence, like all this shit.
that
is,
exactly.
like this
Even
can't
the,
be a fucking mistake. Like
even
there's
the like
just
the
too much.
megahertz and
There's-
stuff. There's way too many things. And here's the thing. Like, have you ever heard of those like what are they called? Those
I think we're a creation of an autistic kid.
maybe those beats. What are they called? And they like make you high.
Dr. Dre.
No, eye doses. You ever heard of that shit? Like
No,
eye dose.
Dre.
So there's all these songs, right? And you literally will experience the
Oh,
drug.
binaural beats.
Binaural beats. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if that's a fucking thing,
Yeah, that's just megahertz that make you feel
okay,
certain things.
great. They figured out how
Yeah.
to make me high off like licking a toad. But what else can they make you do by hearing shit? You know, like
There's all kinds
That's
of
my
mind
point. So
control.
like all day we could just be hearing
So are we a
frequencies and-
design? Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's crazy.
It's hard to.
That blows
It's
me
hard
away.
to fall in that hole though. Like that'll drive you fucking nuts.
Especially because we're probably in it.
You very well could be in, but it's like at some point you're in the game of life right now, and you just have to learn how to play it and enjoy it and
No matter
win.
what it is.
You have to win at life. You can't think of too much of those other things.
Just made me think of that. F is for families. Like, you smacked abroad. Take 2 steps forward.
Yeah.
In the board game.
Yeah.
Well, like, what is this? You know, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Right.
Fuck if I know, dude.
Why do these two keep coming back on the same day every week? And what is
Showing-
this
just
that we
showing
do
up
for
here.
a few hours?
What is a week?
Why
What?
are we wearing clothes? What are clothes?
Do you want to take them off? Do you want to take them off?
No.
Are we getting naked?
My pants are halfway down.
Play
Belt battle.
espionage now.
So,
Have you ever
You ever
heard that?
think-
The espionage thing?
You ever think maybe you're in a coma?
Oh, I've thought that
Have
too.
you ever had that, just like a good 5-minute thought about
What
it?
about
It's
dreams?
What if it's
Like-
all a coma right now?
Like, I had a dream. Actually, the past 3 nights I've had dreams that are so fucking real.
Vivid.
Yeah, like, not only I can
It's called
tell
lucid
you
dreaming.
I can tell you what
That's if you can
happened with
control
them, and they went my way. But I lucid dreaming to a degree because I wasn't actually controlling it.
You weren't
but
controlling. Okay.
I wish I
I've had a
was.
few times where I realized I was dreaming. I knew I was
Last
dreaming,
night
but
I
never
felt
really
maybe.
controlled it.
But they were so fucking real. Like, usually when I dream, it's like you try to. Oh, I saw. Wait, what?
Or you
And
try.
Then,
You ever like get conscious in your dream and you're like liking how it's going,
yeah, then you wake
and you're
up.
trying to
Yeah, I've
stay
been
asleep.
aware.
You're like, if some motherfucker wakes me up right now, and you're having that conscious thought, and then boom, you're awake. You're like, you son of a
do
bitch.
you do anything to get back into it so you like sleep?
Hurry
in the
up,
same
hurry up, there's
position? Like,
Yeah.
Is there a 5-second
I heard
rule
that.
for getting back into that dream?
Yeah, I heard that works. If you like go back to sleep in the same position, you're more likely to go back and
carry on?
Yeah.
Was my hand like this,
Yeah.
or was it like up like
But if
this?
you like,
It was
if
probably
you roll
like
over,
this.
you'll like probably lose it.
No, there we go. It was like that.
Maybe
But-
it was. No.
But what is this, man? You got me.
It is what it is. And on that note, we will be back, folks.
And Jesus wasn't even actually born on the 25th. They only celebrate that day. Like,
Yeah.
I can't remember why, but all of them were like that. He was like born in like a totally different month. Ryan.
He was born on Valentine's Day.
That's how I felt.
That's why we give chocolate
the
hearts.
Christmas trees. Like, all my
That's why we get bunnies.
They're like willing to preach and tell you the word, but it's like you put a star on your tree. Like, that's not Christianity. Like, just
Well,
I put Jeff
that
Goldblum.
and they
Is that like a pagan
yeah, but
thing?
Christians believe in like God is the creator of all things.
yeah. So paganism
And-
counts.
And I was watching this guy on Facebook actually recently, just like one of those videos that pop up on your feed.
Yeah.
And the guy asked him, he's like, so what would you say to Jesus at the gates, realizing like he was the creator and that you were wrong your whole life as an atheist? He's like, would you repent your sins to Jesus to get into heaven? He's like, no. He's like, I'd look Jesus dead in the face and ask him, what's up with like bone cancer and little kids?
Yeah.
What's
Why
up-
do
what's
3-year-olds
up
get
with-
brain cancer?
Yeah. He's like, what's up? He's like, and then I would just bring up that kind of shit. Like,
Why did Vietnam happen?
If you,
The only thing I could say that I learned from the Bible that
Americans,
that would
it's
be
out
like
of his
the
jurisdiction.
thing. It's just that the very
Well,
elite will be deceived. Is it? That's it. That's the only thing I.
I look at the Bible as a book of philosophy. So
Yeah.
if you can cut through the bullshit, it's basically just tells you what
so
common
you
law
seem
right
you know a lot about religions, then you seem.
I do. I studied.
Okay,
I
can-
studied world religion,
Let me ask you this then: if you had to pick one,
Buddhism.
yeah, I've heard
But
people
it's-
say
it's
that
not
over and
it's-
over.
But if you call Buddhism a religion, they get upset. It's actually known as the religion of no religion. So,
Interesting.
They don't want to be like labeled that way. So.
It's weird though.
there's-
I've
there's
heard that
different-
same thing. So
But there's
that's-
different kind of Buddhists. So there's ones that believe in like a life of pain,
Like
and
suffering?
there's ones that believe in a life of pleasure, and then there's Zen, that's known as the middle way.
It's like
they're like a mixture, right? They just
yeah.
look for peace. And so like there's like ones that just seek pain out their whole life.
Yeah, like suffering.
Like suffering.
Is it for an afterlife or
something? I'm not. I didn't
a good
really.
afterlife or something?
I didn't really appreciate that one when I started getting into it, so I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then the other one, the pleasure seekers, and then like, so
that's the one you're interested in.
well, no, like the Zen.
Clearly.
I've always been a very calm person and
Right.
very like non-reactive. Like it's very hard to push my buttons and ever hear me yell.
Yeah,
like people
same here.
just don't. You don't.
Brigham
I'm
Shearon
competitive.
once.
Like the most fired up you'll ever see me
Yeah.
is like when I'm playing baseball or hockey. I get fired up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you can ask your brother. I almost beat the shit out of his back catcher this year, but he was just being a major
Let it go.
d-bag.
Let it go.
He's just a like
Last year.
we won the championship
Serenity
and knocked
now.
him out. And you know what? Karma, the baseball gods were watching that game because the dude that was acting like a dickhead was the one that got doubled off that ended the game. Double play. And I said to him, I'm like, baseball gods were listening to you.
Didn't you say you're agnostic?
Yeah, but the
Not for
baseball gods
baseball.
are real
Yeah.
things.
Caught!
I
So
say
are
that all the time.
When it
Like
comes to baseball,
when I
it's
play
Christian.
NHL, I'm like the
Right.
EA gods screwed me on that one.
Right. It just
Yeah.
I mean it's a figure of speech, right? But it's not like it was karma at its finest.
Sports.
It was
I caught you.
he just
I
got
caught you.
he got slammed with karma so bad. And then after the game your brother had said, you know what he was doing was perfectly legal. I'm like, yeah, but what I wanted to do to him wasn't. Fucking
Right.
I just wanted to turn and belt him right in the head. So like we're playing slow pitch.
his legs with the
Obviously,
bat.
you know that. And he was back catching. And so every time the guy on your brother's team was like lobbing the ball, as the ball's coming in and you're like lining it up, he's like, "Oh, nice pitch." And like it's like just trying to throw you
Distraction,
off
eh?
your game
Sean
as
Avery.
you're like swinging
Yeah.
your bat. And I turned to him, I'm like, "Can you shut the fuck up? I'm allowed to do this." I'm like, "That's Bush League."
I'm allowed to do this.
I'm like, "You are
That is
so."
Bush League.
I
can
told
fart-
him, I'm
I
like,
can
"You are
technically can fart in your
fucking
soup,
Bush
too,
League."
but-
Dude, what's his face? Alex Rodriguez did that. and
Yeah, the like
they
that,
called him Bush
that's
League
exactly
too.
what that is. That
He was
whole,
like,
I got it thing.
ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it, and the guy backed away and the
Yeah,
ball dropped.
yeah.
It's the same type of bullshit.
I did that once in the field
Yeah,
at a Tiger game,
it's
and the guy
very-
missed the catch, and he shot me the finger.
It's very frowned upon, and so he
Yeah,
was doing it
I agree.
all 3 games of our series, and then he was
so bad.
he hits a single in the bottom of the 7th, and they had 1 out, and so he's on first base, and they were down 2 runs. I think we were winning 9-7 at the time, and someone came up to bat. That asshole that I wanted to punch out was on first base, and the guy at bat hit a liner to shortstop, and our shortstop made a beautiful catch on it, and he was already halfway to second, and he got doubled off at first, and we won. And it was just like, ha. It was like
Very close to
in that
A-Rod.
moment, all my anger was like, it was like I farted and it was just gone. Like it was just like
Okay.
like you know the
Yeah,
cramp
yeah,
that you
yeah,
have
yeah,
all
yeah.
day, and then
The
you just
anger
like
cramps.
you fart, and then it's just like, oh.
Like Martha Stewart in Family Guy when everyone finally leaves.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh.
It was just karma served.
And
on
here
a
and here's
platter.
what's strange when you watch guys after they win like the World Series and they're like, I want to thank God because without God we
Awful.
wouldn't have
It's
won this.
awful.
Like if you would have lost that game,
That's a
and
pet
dude would have
peeve.
been like, I want to thank God.
You're making me a loser because I learned a lesson.
Yeah, I cheated. Like
Or
yeah,
when like even I see the Golden Globes or the any athlete really, I find like they come up and they win an award, and I'd like to thank God for this talent. Like everyone discounts themselves and the effort they put in.
Man, I
to
just
get
heard this
to-
on a podcast today.
I want to thank me.
Really?
I like
putting in all
more
this
people
work.
should be like just like
I'm awesome because I
I don't
worked
even
my
disagree
ass
if you're
off.
thanking
no,
God.
you
Just
did-
don't
you
thank
did
him
this.
for
That's
winning.
right.
I feel like God was with
Right?
me
Like God
No,
wasn't about
for
competition.
this.
You did this.
Yeah, I know.
You worked your ass off, so give yourself some credit.
Fuck, what was it?
What the
Jared
fuck
Leto
is
or
wrong
something
with
was
you?
saying that.
Yeah, and that I've always said that. I'm like,
Oh, that
no,
guy who gave up that lawsuit like a bitch.
this is
Worst
your
documentary I've ever seen.
Yeah, like this is your achievement. Stop like discounting the effort you put in.
No, I agree. Like, but if you're gonna thank God, like just for whatever, that's one thing. But to thank Him for winning,
To give
To
him
me, it's
all of
just
the
asinine.
credit, God,
Awesome.
that drives me nuts.
And he's up there sitting.
Thank
like
God for
Chef
yourself
Paul
if you
Bourdain,
want.
like,
But
I
I'm
didn't
saying,
even
like,
do anything.
don't be like, we won.
I've been
Yeah,
watching
thank
that.
God because we beat these guys.
Right.
No, man, because
I
they're
was
what
busy over
the
here with
devil
all the
made them
brain
lose.
cancer.
Oh, and then when you're like, when your wife or like, heaven forbid, one of your kids
That's just, like,
passes
his
away, do you
favorite-
walk
his
up at
favorite
the
hobby is
funeral
giving
to the
people
mic and go,
cancer.
"I'd like to thank God for
Brain
taking my
cancer.
child away
There's all
from
this
me."
war going on. In the
Oh no, it's not.
background, and
It's not. It's not God anymore.
Throwing
Now
his
it's
cancer
just
shots.
like God needed him
You
in
know,
heaven.
that's interesting
Mom's
topic.
calling him
and,
for dinner.
I'd
I'm
like to get
busy.
into that with you more.
That-
Not on microphone, but yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of interesting things I've learned about that, especially with like funerals, because like no matter who it is, you know, people are like, oh, I can tell he's with Jesus now.
Yeah,
You can tell?
really. Did
Why?
He, did
How
he come
can
back
you
and
tell?
tell you?
Because they put the makeup on, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you know? You don't
Does he
know.
call you at home?
There's way
Yeah.
too. There's way too many.
It's freaky.
There's way too many stories about like little kids in their past lives and having memories of them.
Yes.
And the churches are so against reincarnation, but like some of this evidence is so mind blowing that like it and didn't.
Well, see, I'm a believer of reincarnation too, just because I don't believe that there was never nothing.
So
you know?
Well, what
So-
if they hold you, like, repress your
so
thoughts,
okay,
you
so they
know?
say that
You only
like
have so long to figure this shit out.
where do you think your memories and your knowledge is stored on your body? Like, so you went and studied, like, okay, so you know music, you know all your songs, you know everything about fucking Pearl Jam. Where do you think that is stored in your body? Do you think it's in your spirit and your soul, or is it somewhere in your brain?
Right in his nuts.
Right here,
You think it's
and then right here.
right? So
Mostly
when
his
you
balls,
die, that goes with your body, your brain, and your heart, and
Yeah.
your. So, with these reincarnation stories, how are these kids being able to bring back knowledge? How are they being able, like, there's a kid that would always drive by this house and always tell his parents, "I used to live there. I used to live," and they always just discounted this kid as being. It was an empty field. It was like an empty lot in between two houses. And he used to drive by and just always say, "I used to live there. I used to live there." And then, like, one day when they were driving, his parents would just be like, "Oh, yeah, well, that's cool, Johnny, whatever." And then one day when he was driving by, he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Look, there's where the fire was."
Oh,
Yeah. Those kids only have till like they're like 5 years old, and those memories are repressed.
Yes, they are
And-
repressed,
and
and your
that's-
new memories. Yes.
If you're going into conspiracy, then like okay, like formula for babies and all these other things,
yes,
right?
yes.
Completely fuck those.
Your new cognitive memory
destroys-
resets
yes.
at 5 years old.
Yeah.
That's when your new life memories
Yeah, man.
supposedly resets.
It's crazy.
So, like, this kid was saying that's where the and then so the day he said that's where the fire was, that's when his parents were like, "Oh, and were you in that fire?" So they started digging. That this is when he made that statement that they're like, "Holy fuck." So they went down to the library and they found out like
They
30
dropped him off at the library and got that.
and fucked off at a Dodge.
it's crazy.
They went to the library, looked
Fuck out.
Yeah, they looked up city records. Sure enough, there was a fire. They had a daughter, a son.
Oh
S-
man,
like
that shit gives me chills.
it was fucked up, man.
There's
And,
a
like,
lot of them like that.
I
too,
don't
man.
know that. Like, see, I can only read this shit. I can't confirm if it's true or not.
Reminds me of that
'Cause
kid from Stir of Echoes.
There's
Right.
videos,
But
of
is somebody-
kids too, like
Oh,
Is somebody
Lord.
making this shit up? Like, that's not a good.
there's
prank.
a lot of kids who do that.
I
Have you
need-
seen the Indian kids who can like see through blindfolds and shit?
Yeah. Well, and that's
Native American kids.
No, no,
See,
no.
I
like,
do-
from
oh.
India.
Like,
Okay,
I
and
do-
Indian
Indigenous
kids.
children.
I do believe in like
Native Indian
supernatural
kids.
abilities because I've seen like live. I have seen live monks and like Shaolin warriors, they call them, like, which are like the highest Buddhists, like ninjas that would fucking kill you in a second, and they do push-ups on one finger,
Yeah, I've seen that
upside
too.
down on handstands. Now, by physical standard and by any fucking anatomy you study, that is impossible. Your bone cannot support your, and they just go against all fucking things we believe to be true.
Yeah.
With
Maybe
a mindset.
because they just believe it. Yeah.
with a mindset.
I heard someone I don't know, it was like last year told me this story. I haven't been able to confirm it yet, but he told me that there was this tribe and they could chuck rocks like 600 yards.
Yeah, yeah.
And
There's like reports.
so people were like, "Whoa, the NFL wants to know."
Well,
And
of course. How do we make money
And it
off
was
them?
because they
That's
had
exactly what
never
would.
been told they couldn't.
That's right.
That was the whole thing. So
Well, and then
Yeah,
like
fuck.
there's like those like monks that they say can float, and like
Did you see the ones who died and they exhumed their bodies?
Yeah.
And they think they're smiling and stuff?
yeah. Have you seen?
That's crazy.
Have you
and
seen?
I saw a recent one, but there was one years ago that was from like I was like 100+ years, and he was completely intact, like crazy shit.
Well, and have you seen?
And
the
he was in that
Have you ever
pose,
heard
you
of
know?
the like sky ritual that they do
No.
with their bodies?
Mm-mm.
So when they die, they believe in some weird shit that, like, they shouldn't go to waste. Like their body, like it shouldn't just like in whatever, however, like goes like what do you call that? When
Eat the whole body.
No, like you know when you're dead and your body's like degrading, like what do you call
Decomposing?
decomposing? That's the word I'm looking for. They don't believe in like the waste of decomposing body. They slice you up and they pull your organs out of your chest. It's called the sky ritual. If you don't believe me, you can YouTube it. I swear to God.
Okay.
And they make like a pile of bodies and they pull all their intestines and guts out and all these vultures come down and they make it a ritual. And they all stand around and they like do this humming shit. And all these vultures are coming in and they're just annihilating these bodies and pulling out all the intestines.
But these
And
guys are like completely intact.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So what?
They're like fresh dead. Fresh dead.
yeah.
like
How's that a thing?
I don't
But
I,
they're like meditating as they're dead.
That's
Ish.
like but you're talking about guys that are still alive.
No, they're
They come
dead.
back like
No, they're dead. Like, there's guys that they're just like sitting there, you know. They're like, or they have like they're holding their position, and they haven't decomposed in any way, shape, or form, you know, in hundreds of years.
I've seen
That's-
that or heard
that's
of it,
wild.
yeah.
And then there's a guy just recently that they exhumed his body to change his robes, and he was smiling.
Why?
bizarre.
I don't
Why
know.
do they need to
That is
change
a
his
good
robe?
question. Why? Right?
That
I
sounds
thought
like
that
made
too.
up.
Like, why are you gonna change
Because
his
the
robe?
ropes get soiled, Kale.
Yeah.
Sounds like a made up reason.
But I mean, there is
Why'd
quite
Why'd you
a
guys do
few.
this? Oh, well, you gotta take up.
There's
other
quite a
ones
few
while
of these
change the
people they
robe.
find like in the like meditation poses
Sounds like something made
that
up in a
haven't
spook.
decomposed
Yeah,
in any way,
something-
shape, or form.
Well, that's that Bruce Lee conspiracy too, right? That he fell into like
You haven't changed the ropes.
You know what? No one ever talks about that. It's
the
hard
Bruce
to
Lee
find
conspiracy?
it's hard to find even information.
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah.
good information. But when you think about Bruce Lee and how his son died, like what the fuck? Why, I want to know.
someone put a real bullet. and it
There's
was
some
supposed to be a
shit
blank
to
or
be
something.
heard.
Too many ropes.
There's some shit to be heard with that.
I thought
for
it was
sure.
like a bullet.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be a blank.
Bullet lodged, and the blank pushed the actual.
Yeah, because that happens. That happens. Yeah.
happened in 1993.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nonsense.
What was his name? Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon Lee. Yeah.
So, Brian,
Yes.
Mr. Vance.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we have a gift.
There's something that's on the table right now, and it's been making me nervous for the past couple hours.
Sorry, it's
Are
my
you ready
penis.
for the unveil?
It's
Yes.
big. I apologize.
All right.
And there's a cord in it.
There's a cord.
It could possibly be a
What else?
bomb.
What's in the? Oh, there's a fucking remote, Kale.
Oh, it looks like LED something or other.
There is.
I'm excited.
There's a goddamn remote,
Is it,
Kale.
this is what I was mentioning to you, I think.
So, this is why I needed power.
Is there a USB in the back of a Wii? Fuck me.
You learned something tonight.
I think this is kind of what I mentioned to you before. Some China stuff.
Since you guys didn't have a logo
Kale, what's going on?
or anything of that sort, I made you a sign.
Oh fuck!
You like that?
That's dope.
That's awesome.
Now,
Thanks, man.
now.
That's super dope.
And our listeners have no idea what's going on right
No,
now.
they don't.
So
They have to be in suspense.
It's a
they'll,
giant
they'll see the
penis.
picture.
So this is the first one I've made. So I don't really know how the remote works, but like there's like a button that says flash. So I'm assuming that makes it flash. There you go.
Nice.
Oh,
And
It's
then
the same
I-
remote
I-
for all this stuff
I
from
wanted to buy an
China.
on-air sign, but I couldn't find anything online that
And
was,
then,
that was really not too expensive or,
I
and
do-
what I liked, you know, like
I do know these arrows
there's a volume.
make the color change.
Oh, there's a color fucking change.
That is so cool.
And then these like 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers right here, they make it do like patterny shit. Like so that makes it swap through them all. It'll just sit there
Okay.
swapping. And then like this one will give the fade effect on it. That's number
fade,
1, I
color.
think. And it does that. But yeah, I don't know. You can play.
This is a bad time to say that this is our last show ever.
Probably. But
We finally had the
in other news,
That's
it's just a
awesome.
piece of acrylic, and you can take it out and make another one, and it'll have the same effect.
Right.
That's cool as fuck.
Is that your laser printer thing?
Yeah.
Laser cutter?
So I laser cut out the acrylic around the border, and then I just engraved this about 50 thou deep.
Nice.
What do you want for this?
Nothing. That's
Nothing?
That's my gift to you.
Just a Hummer.
A gift?
That's my gift to you.
Brian Vance.
But if anybody else wants one, they're $60.
BrianVance.com.
So Brigham, if you just want one for home, it just says Brigham and it just flashes.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's crossing my mind.
Just break him with like sparkles
Yeah.
on like fireworks around.
I
The
can
lights are on.
That's awesome, man.
I can only lower the price once I have the balls to order these parts from China at 1,000 pieces. Right now I can only
So
order
big.
like 5 at a time, and the price I can get, my cost on that like LED base and the acrylic is like $45. So I would still only make 15 off making one for somebody. So, but it's just, it adds to my what do you call it? My catalog of things I'm able to do.
Your
That's awesome.
My portfolio.
your
I
resume.
like that.
So it's just something I wanted to put in my portfolio. Can you change it from over there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's working.
Yeah.
So Kale, that'll be your job from now on.
I'll just run the remote.
Yeah, you just change the
run the-
colors.
I have I have like
When you're
five
not
of those
talking,
remotes in my
it's fine.
basement from those like
DJ
LED
DJ the
like
sign.
strips.
You're a CJ.
But I can never get them to actually work.
Color.
The strips don't work, but
Color
I have all
jobs.
those.
Sign jobs.
I told Steve he needs to get a bunch of those strips everywhere around here. you know?
They
This is awesome, man.
and then like you can put batteries in the bottom, so you don't have to be USB'd.
But that's okay, right? If it's just
Yeah, you're powering it just fine right there.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
You can plug
Looks
it
like
into a
it's a motel
phone
phone.
charger. You can put it in your bedroom.
That's
You can do
fucking
whatever you
awesome.
want with it.
this is sweet, man. Though there will be a picture of it on online when the episode gets released.
This is why I said you should have done it at the beginning, so you'd know you're on air.
I agree.
Well, now we do.
See?
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And Kale, when I go push stop, you got to turn it off. See,
That's
Okay.
made
That's
in
made at the same time, like a
Canada-ish.
clicker.
That is
gotta be at the
100%.
same time.
It is not 100% made in Canada, but it is.
That's why I love that shit.
It
It's
is
like,
100%.
well, everything came from China, and I put it together in my house.
Well, this is 100% engraved in Canada.
That's beautiful. That's such a cool.
Well,
thing.
thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
I've got a little something too.
Okay.
I know that.
Oh, he's going in the fucking washer again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it old
no.
bananas?
Now, last time you were here, Brian,
Yes.
do you remember what you brought?
Skittles.
A lot of Skittles.
A lot of motherfucking Skittles.
A lot of Skittles. So, I tried. We've been talking about spicy Skittles for a long time.
Spicy.
Spicy Skittles.
Yeah.
And so far, they've been just a myth. Just a myth. No one can find
You
them
found some?
in any store.
You found spicy Skittles.
No. I bought the regular kinds, but we're all gonna enjoy a chew. Here, you like the real sour ones, Kale?
Yeah.
All right, you got the sour. You got the sour ones. You like the those were one of the packs that you brought, right?
Yes, this is the ones that I like, actually, sweet and sours.
There you go. And Brigham, just so there is no favoritism, so you know I'm not trying to zets ya. You and I are both getting the original.
Nice, thank you.
So no, there's still no sign of spicy
Spicy
Skittles. But I'm
Yeah,
glad
I was looking.
I'm glad I worked Brigham up. His face was lighting up over there.
I thought you
He's
did.
like, "You found
No.
Did you find, though?
I've been looking.
The
I've
lime
been looking. I
Skittle.
would have been upset if you found them.
No, it was in like a bag of Orchard.
I would have been upset
Is
and
this lime?
happy. No.
No, it's fucking green apple.
Son of a bitch.
You just got a retro pack from the 80s?
And I promise there's nothing else in my washer.
Liar.
I don't know if you can turn colors off or what. I don't know. You'll have to play. There's like a...
It's cool how it just alternates. It's like
Yeah.
it's like the peace fountain.
Yeah.
This kind of like tells you the buttons on the remote on the front there, but it's all Chinese, so it's
That's so cool.
very simple to...
Even still, like, that's cool. Like, if you... have a bar or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I can make them way bigger too. Like, there's no limit to how big. Well, my machine travel, I can do 20 by 12 on my machine, so I'm kind of limited to that,
That's pretty cool, man.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, fair warning, since you told me you're a neat freak.
They shit all over the place when you're at work.
Wait, is it a male or female?
If you get fingerprints on acrylic
I already see fingerprints on it.
and you want them off,
You have to smash it and start again.
absolutely no products with ammonia. It'll make the acrylic foggy and it'll be
cloud it
fucked up forever.
Is there ammonia in my shirt?
What about like just dish soap and?
That's what I
Yeah,
use, dish soap and
that's what I'm saying.
water. And I rub it with my fingers and
Yeah.
then I just rinse it under the tap.
Kale, that'll be your job.
Nah,
You're the SJ.
I have to wash that when I go in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a bad one in here.
Yep.
Probably the green apple effect.
Fuckers.
You know what I'm saying? So, what is the deal, gentlemen, with Tide Pods? I've seen the memes. I've heard a story here or there, but I don't really have the full details. Does someone else, like, what is... Kids are actually eating Tide Pods?
Yes.
And there's a Tide Pod challenge?
Yes. This is
To
new.
see how many Tide Pods you could eat?
No, just how long they can keep it in their mouth or something.
Why?
man.
Do they taste good on the surface?
Until they
No.
die.
I think it's like
It's because they look good, I think.
They do look good. I'll
they
give
do
them
look
that.
delicious.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
They-
do they taste delicious?
No, I would not expect them to.
I have Tide Pods here if you'd like to try them.
I do not want to
They're
try
in my
one.
washer right now.
I would not like to try one. I have no faith in humanity. It makes me not want children.
How long
Well, kids
has
were dying from it, so then
How long has
older
this been
people
going
started
on?
doing. I don't know.
I only heard about it a
Saw
couple
Dumber
weeks ago.
Challenge.
Kids were dying
Tonight-
like over a
Dumber
year
than
ago.
that?
I forget what it was called
Like
now.
babies and shit,
Try and
right?
jump in a
like
shark's
kids
mouth
who
challenge?
are not smart enough to.
Which would be a legit
Trying to
Yeah.
make
mistake.
more people talk at the same time.
Yeah.
Kale wants the floor as usual. Kale, go ahead.
I saw a Dumber Challenge today of, I forget what it was called, but it was where like people who, like, assume in the States because everybody has guns, but where you like point guns at each other or something. I forget the point of it, but it was a thing in the news because a guy accidentally shot his friend in the head. Doing this,
man.
filming this challenge. I don't know if they're filming it or not.
It's not funny.
I have come to the conclusion that Americans are fucking insane. Well, not all of them, but a great deal of them.
And we
Some of
just
them,
might
yeah.
have a couple of them join us in a couple weeks.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Were they insane?
No, very nice gentleman.
That's good.
Very nice.
That's why I was very pertinent in saying not all of them, but a great deal of Americans are fucking crazy.
Yeah. I blame the schools.
I blame Trump.
I blame the Clintons.
So it just happened in a year. Everything was good before Trump.
I just like to blame Trump because everyone else does.
That's pretty much what they do.
I'm jumping on that bandwagon.
What president was really amazing?
Was there one?
Yeah,
Was there such
that's
thing
my
as an
point.
amazing
My
politician?
point is just the current distraction.
JFK.
Right. That's why they shot him.
Yeah.
They wanted to put.
Bang, right in there.
What didn't?
He's still
Isn't
alive.
it funny though that like, what's the conspiracy with that? The last two presidents that tried to put value back on the American dollar are the last two that got killed.
Oh yeah.
Lincoln and JFK.
Yeah.
And he was shot in a Lincoln.
Ooh.
And Lincoln was shot at the Kennedy Theater of Onassis.
I heard a good one recently too.
That's
about
interesting.
A bunch of
That
people
was
that died
a
on the Titanic were like
I
the
think it
only
was a-
people that were opposing the when they made the Federal Reserve. There's like a few that I don't know what they were politicians.
How many were there? There was like 3, so they just killed the whole ship.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was like 3 guys that were on there.
Didn't that
The
happen
conspiracy
during?
of the ship was 1913.
What did
The
that?
next year the Federal Reserve was created.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't they do it during the war or something? The Federal
It was
Reserve.
1913.
The First World War was like the distraction to the Federal Reserve taking shit over or something.
Maybe.
Weren't they like? There was some. I thought there was something like along the lines of, "Yo, you guys are busy with the war right now and stuff. Let us handle your funds." And
Yeah.
then we're gonna own the world,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. War is a fucked up monster. You got two sides fighting with weapons that were provided by the same supplier.
Yeah.
Bombardier making planes for both sides and not caring who the winner is as long as you're buying planes.
Well, thankfully Trudeau just put a lot of money into Bombardier. So we're
How
good.
else is he gonna get ISIS over here?
Right?
They need those planes.
Oh, poor Trudeau. Not really.
One day people will see what's up.
I think the Liberals are
Nope.
destroying Canada.
Absolutely.
Just like how you think politicians are going to go to jail. Nope.
I have
Never
never actually been more insistent on wanting to vote as I do this time around I mean, isn't it the same cycle of politic life that we go through? Like
Yeah.
liberal, PC, liberal, PC.
And same
Get
with
mad at
states,
one, go to the
Democrat,
other
yeah.
one, back and forth. Like,
They all fuck it up, so they just think, oh, you
Right,
fucked it up,
so
we'll go with the other guy.
we need a change, and we
Everyone
just
change back to the other guy.
right. And that's sort of like the cycle.
Yeah.
And nothing ever changes.
No, because they're just the puppet. But
Yep.
whatever. Can a prime minister or a president actually make a decision? They can't, right? They can like insinuate they want something.
They can veto things. Like the opposite of that. They can stop anything
They
don't
can
want.
they can stop like a ban on something.
Yeah, like a
They can
bill
be like,
or
no,
whatever.
fuck that.
Yeah.
But they can't just be like, oh, you know what? People with blonde hair, yeah, they're allowed to walk around naked. Like he can't just.
Is that what you want?
No, that was the most ridiculous thing I could think of, and
Very Hitlerish.
well, I was thinking like blonde females, but
I heard that the reason that Hitler was all bent out of shape was because of his mangled dick. Like his pee hole was at the bottom of his dick and everything. It was like very malformed. Only one nut. Really mad at that. What's your thoughts?
I don't know anything
Anyone?
about
I'd be pretty.
that. Sounds like you just made all that up right now.
Yeah, I made it up.
I'd be,
No, I know. I actually heard that though.
I would be pretty pissed.
All right.
Spicy Skittles.
Drink that water.
So what else?
I don't know.
Hitler's pee hole.
And the world goes round.
Can I
I
pick?
think we solved it. Right?
Can I pick your brain about the world that goes around?
Sure.
What's your thoughts?
Goes.
think-
It
think-
go,
You think we're living on a ball, or you think this whole flying through the space on a Kit Kat bar is this legit?
Flying through on a turtle's back.
well,
On a Fifth Avenue.
based on the technology that we enjoy today.
3 green. What the fuck?
Oh, at least they weren't yellow.
Yeah, 2 yellows and a 4.
Based on the technology that we know and enjoy today, and our weather predicting abilities and things of that sort, I gotta say the Earth is pretty much a ball. He's biting his tongue.
Oh, yeah?
Or he's got a bunch of Skittles in his mouth.
Maybe. You could be right.
I think he felt eyes on him.
You could be right. Or the weather is just as good as it's been since the 70s and has
Well,
nothing to do with satellites.
You're the only one in this room who would be able to tell.
Oh.
You want my theory?
True that.
You want my flat Earth theory?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a group of people that have lost faith in our system, who are into conspiracy, and are so exotic in their belief that they will go as far as believing that the Earth is actually flat. Because,
Fuck it.
no, because the leader of the movement has a lot of charisma, and he brings up points that rationally don't make sense. He targets those points of the global Earth. so that a layman like you or I that isn't educated on the topic can't explain it to somebody who's a flat earther. So they immediately believe that they are correct because you don't have the answer to their question. That is my belief on the flat earth.
Were you just saying that earlier? Just like some people, if you say it with confidence enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got charisma. I'll give it. I'm not anti-flat earther or anything like that. I don't think the people are assholes, but I think that when I watch the videos and I'm actually like curious, there's just little tidbits that just set me off and go, fuck this guy. Like the whole selling of like products and having a flat earth day and all this. Like, is that your motive, to make money off of this?
That's the end game. Oh, okay.
Or
Alex Jones.
when they bring up the Jesus aspect, that drives me nuts.
Yeah, all the, like I said,
Or
Bible
when they
quotes.
avoid like specific questions.
What's the Jesus angle?
I don't know. It's
There's a
God's
lot of-
creation
there's a
and
lot of-
stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of Bible references.
There
to
is a
the
lot of
firmament
Bible, yeah.
and-
The earths collide and the blah, blah,
They
blah.
don't specifically mention Jesus.
Well, the Bible.
Yeah, the Bible, but not Jesus specifically.
Yeah. And then when somebody as dumb as a rapper like B.O.B. starts following it, then I just can't get on that team.
Airplanes is playing in the background right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I just can't get behind that guy.
Well, I guess like our main, like the naysayers of that theory, we all just kind of say like, okay, what's the end game? But I didn't know like shit was actually being sold.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just like here.
Oh, for sure. Like even just having a good YouTube channel, they're making.
Right.
Yeah,
And
tens of
there's
thousands of
actually a
dollars.
flat earth
So
day.
naive of me.
Yeah.
There's a flat earth. Sorry. Too many Skittles. There is actually a flat earth day.
What are their globes?
There's a day
look
for
like?
everything. There's a hamburger day.
Uh,
Today's National Donut Day.
So
Not for me.
there's a few different models of what I've seen. And I you can correct me if I'm wrong as a follower, but they believe the ends of the earth is heavily military guarded.
That's ridiculous.
To a degree. I don't think heavily, but
So
Just a couple
I do
guys
think the
hanging out.
moon landing is a conspiracy,
Really?
and I think that gives momentum to a flat earth theorist.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that we can make something that can break through our atmosphere. Knowing what I know, like what I've read and stuff about studying about re-entry into the atmosphere. I mean, look at last,
You talking about the Van Allen belt?
like the thing that the asteroid last week crashed through in Windsor that sounded like a goddamn fucking thunderstorm and lit up the entire sky.
Yeah, I missed that. But
From entering into our atmosphere, it just burned up.
blue
like-
beam. Blue
So-
beam.
yeah.
Yeah.
That means ISIS is here now.
Yeah, so like, how,
Yeah.
I mean, how, I don't know how a
I
flat,
know their ships come back. They like their stickers are burnt off, but they're okay and shit. Like that's how they show us, you know. So
yeah, I mean, whatever.
or they're just not telling us any of the truth in
That's-
general. You
But
know?
I'll go with that, but that still doesn't make me believe the earth is flat.
like the worst thing I think, like with the rockets, they take off, right?
Mhm.
They're like they show this view, and then all of a sudden they switch to that other view of just the thruster,
Of course.
and it's like this is horseshit. This is absolute bullshit now. Like
Why?
like when they switch views from the rocket to the thruster.
Yeah.
It's just like all this
What do you mean?
SpaceX garbage. Watch it. It's horrible.
I don't get what
So-
you mean.
It just
What's the
looks
problem?
so fake as fuck. Like it looks stupid. Like you could make the same thing in your garage look the same.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how else would they show it.
Well,
You're talking
okay,
about like the TV
here's an
coverage?
idea, right? You have a camera on the thruster. How about 10 other cameras around the fucking thing, pointing in different directions?
Yeah.
That's paranoid.
That's not paranoid.
Yes, it is.
They're showing this fucking
nothing else
fake
going
ass
on.
red heated.
There's
Do you know what
nothing
I'm
else-
talking about? Have you
there's
seen the
there's
space?
nothing
No,
else.
I get it.
But there's
I'm
nothing
not. I'm not anti.
for a
Because we
camera
haven't-
view, for a camera view. There's nothing else going on when they're
Sure
shooting a
there
rocket
is. How
into
about space? It's that way.
Yeah, but
you're
it's-
showing
it's
us the
daytime,
thruster.
all
Show
you-
us that way.
All it would be is blank blue.
Bullshit. bullshit.
Until you got
because
into space.
Everything
Until you
here
broke
is
the
dark.
atmosphere,
But
and
then-
then
no.
and then
But yeah, but when you're out and you're in sunlight, you can't necessarily see the stars.
They're in
Can
space
you go
at this
outside in the
point.
daytime and see the stars? Just because you're in space and,
Okay,
and you're
okay,
beyond the
I
atmosphere.
Yeah,
understand.
but why would they be lying to us about that? What's your point? Why?
Well, because people give them money. I don't know.
That's it?
That's pretty big.
Come on, you're gonna have to
Give me money, I'll tell you whatever you wanna hear.
You're gonna have to come at this with something.
What?
little
I have a
stronger
12-inch
because
stick. Give
people
me
want money.
10 grand. Next week I'll be like, I have a 20-inch stick. Give me 30 grand. I'll lie to you all day for money.
Yeah,
Why
but
not?
don't you think you question too much?
Sure. Absolutely. That's why I'm not saying it's a thing. I just said I'm open-minded to it.
Why don't you be open-minded to it really being whatever?
I
you-
was for like 37 years of my life. So now I'm just open-minded to it all.
Okay.
I think it's more likely a simulation anyway, all of it. So it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is,
Trust
it's a
me.
computer program.
If you see the footage of these, just this like burner thing, you would agree with me. Like, show another angle of something. This is
But there is no
ridiculous.
other angle.
Of course, there can be if they put the camera there.
Yeah, but it would just be blank.
Well, who takes the camera footage
Go
of
outside and
the
zoom in on the
like
sky and film
when
that
they
and see
have
if-
the
how many
pod
hits
on
you
the
get on
moon,
YouTube.
right? It's taking off and the thing's panning up. Who's doing that
On what?
on the moon? Like when they're taking off on
Oh,
the
I don't
moon
know. I
and the
assume there's
camera's
like
like,
a remote.
"Meh." Who's doing that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
it's remote.
So yeah, remote. Yeah,
what do you?
Moon cam.
1969 they did that. That's the thing.
What do you?
They had
so
whatever
paranoid.
technology we have now, they had like 20 years ago. Anyway.
I'm not saying they didn't, but
What are your thoughts then on the ISS? They're in like a Hollywood studio somewhere.
yeah, probably just on a plane. G-force. You know what? There's a lot of videos. Like, and again, I can't say for sure. Maybe there is a thing up there sitting there, but when they do their videos, there's so much proof to show there's like lines, blue screen or green screen, like all kinds of things.
That's
Like,
targeted research, though, which is dangerous.
oh, I watch it all though. Like,
Well, but-
I watch as much as I can.
Do
of
you
this
watch
stuff.
the counterpoint, or do you just watch the stuff that hammers it?
No, I watch everything. Like the actual, like the first time the footage is shown.
But do you watch like the defense, or do you just watch the?
Yeah, I
offense?
watch it all. Yeah. Like
Because
I
there's
don't discriminate. I don't care. I like to me it's like it's just. I think it's all just a fallacy. And people,
if you get an idea in your head of something that you want to be true, you're gonna go research it to be true.
Yeah, for sure.
You're
yeah,
not
absolutely.
You're not gonna research it to find out
well, that's like I
what
said.
is true.
Like I looked at people who studied Jesus for 40 plus years,
Sure,
like 4 different people, and their stories are all completely opposite. From
of course
each other.
they are.
Completely.
Yeah, and
So
then the Bible you're reading is like the 100th variation of a
Exactly.
King James.
Like I don't know.
the way he told the story of what he perceived to
What
be
he- what
true,
he was told.
and we all
So
know
I
that.
look at it all open-minded.
We all know how perception is fucked up
Yeah, or
because
memory.
I mean, even Christ, like all 4 of us could go watch a UFC fight tomorrow. 2 of us would say that guy won, and the other 2 are like, "What fucking fight were you watching?" The other guy won,
Yeah.
and so you're having
Absolutely.
you're having a different perception of a live event. It doesn't
People would
make
say
either one of
Gretzky
us.
wasn't the best, but
It doesn't make either one of us wrong because of the way we
no,
saw
you're right.
the fight.
You're absolutely right.
So when there's a guy like King James that's telling the story of the Bible, and then all of a sudden, I just find every time there's a shift in people's thinking, the Bible all of a sudden comes out with a new version so that they don't lose their grip of the society.
Of course they do.
All of
yeah.
a sudden, the Pope is okay with bisexuals.
Absolutely, right?
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
He's
Yeah.
gotta be.
That's right. Otherwise, there'd be no following.
Absolutely.
So, at what point do you say, you know what? Fuck you and fuck this?
I agree with
Like,
that.
this is not
100%.
what the fuck I stood for. You're just going to keep changing the rules so that you just keep getting money dropped in your basket on Sunday? Like, let it go. And you wanna pull charity bullshit and like, oh, feed the poor, feed like that fucking little wizard wand that you
And
hold
that-
in your
and
hand
that mansion
could feed
that-
a starving country.
That palace in your row. Your
Right. And
crowns
you're
and
gonna
your
beg
jewels.
me for like my hard-earned money?
Exactly.
and so that I can give it to you so you can get a bigger wand,
Right.
and then ask me to get some more of my money and feed the poor. Fuck you. Like, what's the Vatican worth? It's insane. It's like,
Yeah, it's his own city. Like,
yeah, isn't it like $500 trillion?
I don't know.
It's
I don't even know.
it's absolutely astronomical.
yeah.
It is enough money to like rid the world of debt
Yeah, right.
and starvation
Yeah,
and
everything.
I'm
and
right with you 100%.
Everybody gets an iPad.
so like to me, anybody who's like a crazy Catholic, like the non-open-minded Catholics that are like all about this and the donations and all that, like they have a low IQ or they're a fucking sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, because if you understand these consequences of what it is and you still believe in that, then you're a piece of shit. That is my belief anyway. Like, you're okay with people getting murdered because they don't believe in the same God as you. It's like, oh, if we don't go kill Islam before they kill us, then, you know, they're going to take over. Like, just fucking leave people alone.
Yeah.
Do you
Yep.
think that they would have the means to have come here if we didn't go there? They wouldn't have planes. They wouldn't have airports. They wouldn't have structure. They'd still be in their own little world, just living their lives, doing whatever they do. But we made it our business to, like, go liberate them. Whatever. Leave them, like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Brian Vance,
Ladies and gentlemen.
thank you for joining us tonight. Brigham One Strike. Brigham One Strike Shearon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. My lovely, lovely co-host, Kale Best. I don't think he fell asleep at all tonight.
You did not.
Thank you for joining.
And you had a
me
big poutine.
in that chair.
Man.
Go to bed.
Crazy.
Brian, thank you for this on-air
For-
sign.
For my, it's awesome, eh?
It is very awesome.
It's mesmerizing.
Are you going to use it
beautiful.
just on Mondays or all the time?
Super
no, just
beautiful.
on Mondays, out of respect.
You're going to just do it Mondays?
Yeah.
I'd be okay if you, like, fucking just wanted to set the mood once in a while and advertise your
Just make out with a girl down here.
Yeah,
with
with
the
only,
plays
that,
the
with
radio on
only
there.
that light on.
Yeah, you gotta do like the.
You
I gotta record.
You should do it. Because then you'd be like, what's your mood like? Pink? Purple? I'm pretty sure it's got all the RGB colors.
Come on, Cal.
I'm trying to flash it.
I don't know how good that thing works. I've never played with it.
Cal, you're embarrassing us.
Oh, what are you trying to do?
I don't know. I thought you were gonna do something cool.
I was. Didn't have them.
Didn't work. The base was probably made in China. There's just like 11 LEDs like lined up across the bottom of it. That's all that is.
Genius.
Yeah, just glows through it.
Sheer genius, Lloyd.
It's fucking dope.
That's enough.
And we're clear.